Okay, well this is gonna be fun. Welcome everybody to our Homestuck stream. I'll be getting started in like 10 minutes. Do 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 do. Okay, let's do this. I don't know if I'm emotionally prepared, but I've been wanting to do this. I'm gonna do this, and nothing's really gonna stop me. Homestuck. A young man stands in his bedroom, It just so happens that today, the 13th of April, 2009, is this young man's birthday. Though it was 13 years ago he was given life, it is only today he will be given a name. What will the name of this young man be? Enter name. Zoo smell, poop lord. Try again, smartass. Try again, smartass. Okay, let's try again. John Egbert. Ding. Let's look around the room. Your name is John. As was previously mentioned, it is your birthday. A number of cakes are scattered about your room. You have a variety of interests. You have a passion for really terrible movies. You like to program computers, but you are not very good at it. You have a fondness for paranormal lore and are an aspiring amateur magician. You also like to play games sometimes. What will you do? Quickly retrieve arms from drawer. Your arms are in your magic chest, Poop Lord. Remove cake from magic chest. Out of sympathy for John's perceived lack of arms, you pick up the cake for him and put it on his bed. John, quickly retrieve arms from magic chest. You retrieve your fake arms from the chest. You use these for hilarious antics. You captcha log them in your Silodex. You have no idea what that actually means, though. There are other items in the chest. Examine contents of chest. In here, you keep a... I need like a Homestuck playlist, don't I? In here, you keep an array of humorous and mystical artifacts, each one a devastating weapon in the hands of a skilled magician or cunning prankster. You are neither of these things. Hey, Enderlord! Thank you so much for the bits, dude! Among the artifacts are 2 fake arms currently captcha-logged in your Silodex, 1 pair of trick handcuffs, 1 stunt sword, 1 magician's hat, 1 pair of beagle puss glasses, several smoke pellets, several blood capsules, and 1 copy of Colonel Sassacre's daunting text of magical frivolity and practical japery, and 1 copy of Harry Anderson's Wise Guy by Mike Cavaney. Some of this stuff may come in handy at some point. For now, you decide to just take the smoke pellets. John, capture log smoke pellets. You stow the smoke pellets on one of your capture log cards in your Silodex. You still aren't totally sure what that means, but you are starting to get the hang of the vernacular at least. You have 2 empty capture log cards remaining. Let's put those fake arms on. You aren't totally sure if equip is a verb copacetic with the abstract behavioral medium in which you dwell, but you give it a try anyway. Unfortunately, you cannot access the fake arms. Their card is underneath the one you just used to capture log the smoke pellets. You will have to use the smoke or the pellets first in order to access the arms, but this is probably unadvisable since you just make your room lousy with smoke. Your Silodex's fetch modus is currently dictated by the logic of a stack data structure. You are never all that great with data structures, and you find the concept puzzling and mildly irritating. But with any hope, perhaps you will advance new, more practical fetch modi for your Silodex with a little more experience. Let's look at the problem sleep poster. Is it even possible to get more hard-boiled than that? You really doubt it. This poster was one of your wisest purchases. There's a nice spot on the wall next to it. You've been meaning to hang another poster there soon. Read note on drawer. Happy birthday, son. I am so proud of you. This note is rich with the aromas of fatherly aftershaves and colognes. Beside the note is a rolled up poster. Take poster. Another birthday artifact. You wonder what is printed on the poster. You'll need some way to hang it on your wall. Acquire hammer and nails. They will come in handy. You first place the hammer into your Silodex, but now all of your capsule log cards are full. You wonder what will happen if you try to take the nails. You guess it doesn't hurt to try. You capsule log 4 nails into the top card and push all the artifacts down a card. The fake cards are pushed entirely out of the deck. Oh well, they're probably completely useless anyway. But you probably don't want to do that again unless you want to drop the smoke pellets and suffer the consequences. In any case, you now feel like you have gathered enough things to get down to business and do some really important stuff. The next thing you do will probably be exceptionally meaningful. Squawk like an imbecile and shit on your desk. This is the dumbest idea you've had in weeks. Stupid, stupid, stupid! And yet the polished surface of your desk, it beckons. John, combine the nails and hammer. You merge the top 2 cards. The hammer and nails are now capsule logged on the same card and can be used together. Use hammer and nails on poster. You use the hammer and nails card in conjunction with the card beneath it. Nail poster to wall. You use the hammer, nails, and poster on the blank space on the wall. It's glorious. Exactly what you wanted. The old man really came through this time. Examine Con Air poster. Put the bunny back in the box. I said, put the bunny back in the box. Why couldn't you put the bunny back in the box? Morgan Freeman's genteel, homespun mannerisms were perfect qualities for a president residing over a crisis. Oceans rise, cities fall, hope survives. Wow! Films about impending apocalypse fascinate you. Plus a black president, now you've seen everything. John, examine calendar. You've marked your birthday, the 13th of April. Another day you marked was supposed to be the arrival date for the highly touted Esper beta launch. It's been 3 days already. It's starting to become a sore subject with you. You are sick to death of cake. You've been eating it all day. And you have no intention of clogging your Silodex with it either. The cake stays for now. You hear a notice from your computer. Someone is messaging you. Examine incoming message. You pull up to your computer. This is where you spend most of your time. You decorated your desktop with some rather handsome wallpaper which you made yourself. You are really proud of it. Your desktop is also littered with various programming project files. You are so bad at programming, sometimes you wonder why you even bother with it. Your Pester Chum application is flashing. Someone is trying to get in touch with you. John, open Pester Chum. Only one of your Chums is logged in. He sent you a message. Open message. Hey, so what sort of insane loot did you break in today? I got a little Monsters poster. It's so awesome! Sorry. TG. Turntech Godhead began pestering ectobiologist at 1613. Hey, so... TG. Hey, so what sort of insane loot did you rake in today? Evie. I got a little Monsters poster. It's so awesome. I'm gonna watch it again today. The apple juice scene was so funny. TG. Oh hell. Oh hell, that is such a coincidence. I just found an unopened container of apple juice in my closet. It is like fucking Christmas up in here. EB. Okay, that's fine, but I just have one question and then a word of caution. Have you ever seen a Little Monster, or have you seen a movie called Little Monsters starring Howie Mandel and Fred Savage? TG. But, TG, the seal on the bottle is unbroken. TG. Are you suggesting someone put pies in my apple juice at the factory? EB. All I'm saying is, don't you think Monster Howie Mandel has the power to do something as simple as reseal a bottle? EB. Try using your brain, numbnuts. Piss. TG. Why did the fat kid or whoever drank it know what piss tasted like? TG. I mean, his reaction was nigh instantaneous. EB. It was the 15th day in a row Howie Mandel peed in his juice. TG. Okay, I can accept that. Monster B-list celebrity douchebags are cunning and persistent pranksters. Also, Fred Savage has a really punchable face. But who cares about this? Let's stop talking about it. Did you get the beta yet? No. Did you? Man, I got 2 copies already. But I don't care. I'm not going to play it or anything. The game sounds boring. Did you see how it got slammed in Game Bro? Game Bro is a joke, and we both know it. Yeah. Why don't you go check your mail? Maybe it's there now. Alright. Look out window. You see the view of your yard from your window. Hanging from the tree is your tire swing. In a kid's yard, a tree without a tire swing is like a proper gentleman without a monocle. That is to say, he can hardly be considered a terribly proper gentleman at all. And there, beside your driveway, is the mailbox. Examine mailbox. The little red arm swingy dealy thing, or whatever it's called, is flipped up. What the hell is that thing called anyway? You do not have time for these semantics. The red flippy lever thing means you have new mail, and that means the beta might be here. Go outside and check mailbox. You are about to hurry downstairs when you hear a car pull into the driveway. It looks like your dad has returned from the grocery store. Oh great, he is beating you to the mail. Forget it. Check the mail later. If you go downstairs to get it, he will likely monopolize hours of your time. You decide to chill out up here for a while until the dust settles. Sometimes you feel like you are trapped in this room, stuck, if you will, in a sense which possibly borders on the titular Homestuck. And now your chum is pestering you again. The clockwork of friendship turns ceaselessly, operating the swing lever dealies of harassment in perpetuity. Whatever. The dude can just hold his damn horses. Examine games on CD-REC. You've put countless man-hours into this assortment of quality titles. No, I don't want a Bard quest. No, I don't want a Bard quest. We don't have time for that. But there's a bunch. There's a bunch of games. If you guys really wanted to play, we can do those next time. But we got your Bard quest. We got your Caper Havers. We got And It Don't Stop. Something with a pumpkin on it. You've put countless hours into this assortment of quality titles. Let's read Colonel Sassiter's daunting text. You decide to consult with the Colonel's bottomless wisdom. Good grief, this thing is huge. It could kill a cat if you dropped it. But to really dig into this hefty book, you will have to capture log it. You are not sure you are ready to logjam your other artifacts beneath it just yet. Capture log fake arms again. What did you just say? You don't want to clog up your... Oh, Jesus. In a momentary lapse of concentration, you accidentally capture log the arms again. Let's set my pester chum status to bully. You don't think the situation is quite dire enough to go all the way to rancorous, but you still feel the pester chum client should reflect your mood change in some way. Bully will have to do, you guess. This unsurprisingly does nothing whatsoever. Alright, you forgot your chum is still pestering you. Is it there? Please say yes. Maybe you can play with TT. She's been pestering me all day about it. She's macking on me so hard all the time, I start to feel embarrassed for her. I mean, not that I can blame her or anything. Yes, it is understandable because you are really attractive. I am attracted to you. Thank you. JK, haha. No, I don't have it yet. My dad has the mail, and I guess I have to go get it from him and see if it's there. And I've been busy spending all afternoon shitting around with my stupid Sylladex. What's your modus? What? How do you retrieve artifacts from it? Oh, like one at a time, I guess. And if I put too much in, something falls out. Stack! What is yours? Hash map. My bro taught me a few tricks. He basically knows everything and is awesome. What the hell is that? You should probably brush up on your data structures. I guess. Did you at least allocate your strife specimens? No. It could free up a card for you. Plus let you attack stuff whenever things get too hot for it to handle. Which is never. What have you got? Well, I've got a hammer, but it's trapped under some arms. Well, you really suck at this, don't you? Just get rid of the arms, and then allocate the hammer to the specimens. How? I don't know. Just use the arms on any old thing and see if it works. Combine fake arms with cake. You stick the fake arms in the cake on your bed. This definitely makes the cake at least 300% more hilarious. You're sure Colonel Sassacre would know the precise index of elevated hilarity. Allocate hammer to strife specimens. You check the back of your strife specimens for the kind of stratus you have in mind for it. Select hammer. Your strife specimens has been allocated with the hammer kind of stratus. The hammer has been moved from your capsule log deck to your strife deck. Report progress to TG. Okay, I did it. Hammer kind? Yeah. Okay, that will be the permanent allocation for your specimens. I guess I should have mentioned that. Hope you like hammers, dude. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. Oh, I can't imagine it's gonna be all that relevant. Hey. Now that you've got some space in your Silodex to work with, you figure you might as well start squandering it immediately. Originally, this ridiculous book would be way too heavy to carry around in any practical way. You guessed maybe this is one respect in which the cards present some convenience. Examine Game Bro magazine. Game Bro, that's verb. Why the game of the year or whatever isn't as good as some other stuff that I like that's better. So, okay. Asperb is this game that a lot of cats seem hella pumped of, and this beta's sitting on my desk for a review. So I'm like, yeah, man, I'll write something. But I don't know, I'm like, so is this about houses or some noise? That's fine, I'm sure there's some fucking dynamite in a handbag. That's like fucking dynamite in a handbag for some brosifs. But all I'm saying is, when do you get to thrash anything? While you're playing house or some shit, are you having jeopardy of getting mud on your doll's dress or whatever from busting out? And I quote, the mad stunts, all wicked up-ins? You know what I'm saying, bro, yo ma? I didn't actually play this game, but I gave it 1.5 hats out of 5 hats to keep it real. At this point, I'd like to give a shout out to my boy Dennis, who was over the other day. We were gonna chill in front of the Dark Knight, and he was so psyched of it, y'all. So this one time, he was leaning against the screen door, and the shit popped open, and the back deck was wet, and he slipped down the steps and broke his thumb on the lawn. It wasn't a long fall, but hey, I guess a thumb wasn't made for supporting the brunt of a huge, useless tool against wet grass. We never did watch Dark Knight on account of Ron trucking his ball candy-ass girth to the hospital. But it's cool. I still got another watch in me, Brotel Rwanda. Bro notes. Dennis was so wasted. Haha, I mean, damn! Rating for Esperbs. 1.5 hats. Capsule log game, bro. It might come in handy if you ever need something that burns easily. Capsule log Magician's Hat. You spend your final card on the Magician's Hat. Get funny glasses, too. You don't have a free card in your Silodex. However, you are able to merge the Beaglepuss with the Magician's Hat to create a clever disguise. I'm going to disguise the Fool Dad. John? Who is this John you speak of? You are quite certain there has never been, nor ever will be. Yeah, this is a really shitty disguise. When you are wearing the items, they remain on the card, but it is temporarily removed from the deck, thus freeing the cards up beneath it. You exit into the hallway. On one wall hangs a picture of a fellow who sure knows how to have a laugh, a man after your own heart. You always thought it looked like a lot like Michael Cera, but your dad swears on the many hollowed tombs of Egypt that it is not. You're not sure about that, though. On the other wall is another of your dad's stupid clowns, or harlequins, as he is quick to correct anyone who would venture such brazen assumption. Go downstairs. What a spooky house. The accursed odor of fresh baking wafts into your newfound nostrils. Something is brewing in the kitchen. It must be the connivings of your arch nemesis, Betty Crocker. And the rich, buttery aroma of her plot stinks to high heaven. This mission is going to be more difficult than you imagined. Admire Harlequins. You check out the shelves of fanciful Harlequins. Look at this fucking garbage. You hate this stuff. Funny is funny, but your dad can sure be a real cornball. Sometimes at night you pray for burglars. Examine fireplace. A bright orange flame flickers in the fireplace. It doesn't matter that it's April and not terribly chilly outside. In a home, a fireplace needs a fire because that's what a fireplace is for. A fire belongs in a fireplace, damn it. Categorically, at all times without exception. As domestic myth of unaccountable origin holds, a home borrows the spirit of the flame for as long as it makes a guest of it, much as the moon takes liberty with the sun's rays. The moon's an errant thief, and her pale fire she snatches from the sun. Mark Twain. You are almost certain Mark Twain said that. Toss Game Bro into fire. It doesn't burn as quickly as you'd hoped. Each Game Bro magazine is guaranteed to be printed on 40% recycled asbestos. For big ups to Mother Earth, yo. Fondly regard cremation. You examine the sacred urn containing your departed Nana's ashes. When your father gives her portrait a wistful glance now and then, you can tell it brings back painful memories. A tall bookshelf, a ladder, an unabridged Colonel Sassacre's. He never wants to talk about it. You clumsily mishandle the sacred urn. Topple urn. You clumsily mishandle the sacred urn. Ashes everywhere. In retrospect, upon mulling cinematic tropes regarding ash-filled urns, this outcome was a virtual certainty. You'd probably better clean it up before Dad finds it. Combine father's pipe with clever disguise. You think now would be a good time to beef up your clever disguise. Examine oversized gift. Champ. You can do anything if you put your mind to it. I believe in you. Contemplating what could be inside this package is sort of exciting, but it makes you a little nervous at the same time. Open large present. Oh, hell no! Capture log ashes. First, you prop the Harlequin doll up on the couch. Having it in the middle of the floor sprawled out all akimbo like that struck you as unseemly. You capture log the ashes to your available card. Combine ashes with urn. You merge the sacred urn with the ashes. Most of the ash is back in the urn, but it's a total mess. Really, it probably would have been tidier if you just used a broom and dustpan. Put urn back. No one will be the wiser, except maybe for people with eyes. Go get fake arms again. You just got another brilliant idea for something to do with those pointless arms. You pry them out of the cake and capture log them. Looks like Pester Chum is acting up again. Examine third and fourth walls of room. Check Pester Chum. Another of your chums is messaging you. Check message. I understand you have recently come into possession of the beta release of The Game of the Year, as featured in respectable periodicals such as Game Bro magazine. That's an ugly rumor. Whoever told you that is a filthy liar, and you should probably stop hitting on him all the time or whatever. I can't control myself. I must have a weakness for insufferable pricks. Anyway, I still haven't checked the mail. My dad has it. I'm trying to go get it from him, so BRB. John. What? You're wearing one of your disguises now, aren't you? You're typing to me right now while wearing something ridiculous. No, why would you even think that? That's so stupid. Okay. Why don't you go get the game from your father? Alright, wish me luck. Oh, by the way, just kidding. I was wearing a funny disguise this whole time. Gotcha. I know, John. You can now execute that brilliant idea you had. There should be just enough frosting on the fake arms to serve as an adequate adhesive. Attach arms to doll. You don't care what Colonel Sassacre says. That makes it at least 1,000,000% funnier. Inspect burnt paper on the floor. Broblerone! You put this back in the fire where it belongs. Throw present wrap in fire. As long as you're cleaning up. Capture log doll. You can carry hefty items, but that thing is just way too big. Get real. Besides, you don't even want it. Read Colonel Sassacre's text. Hell's bells, we are having a mighty... Oh, the creepy crawlies. Hell's bells, we are having a mighty sporting time of it. Hold fast, my intrepid fellow pranksmiths. We've merely nicked the mahogany of our japing chests. If I may direct the incisive ogle of your beaglepuss to the wriggling regency of rubber bugs, plastic parasites, squirming serpents, pliable pests, and every such order and file of creepy crawly. Land's sakes alive, we are cooking with petrol now. In further exhibits we shall dwell on artifice useful to your exploits. Is your pappy's rod and reel handy? What about a bit of iron cord? It shouldn't prove elusive. Bring those writhing rascals to life, and set the nerves of some old maid to the wreck of Hesperus. Do you have a bothersome aunt who never seems troubled to find ways with your sunny afternoon? A broad, splintery fence, a bucket of whitewash, perhaps. By gum, you'll fix her wagon. And what of that tawny gent who puts his lackadaisical lean near the sarsaparilla font? You'll have that listless octoroon find the spring in his step just yet. You thought about consulting the text to determine exactly how hilarious the doll is now, but this text is way too big to navigate in a timely fashion. You decide to forget it. Find Dad and retrieve mail. The door on the left leads to the kitchen, from which the smell of baking wafts, a powerful aroma which could lift an especially portly hobo off his feet. The door on the right leads to the study, where your dad spends a lot of time. He could be in either room. Where will you go? Go into the study. It doesn't look like he's in here right now. Examine Father's desk. On the desk is a deck of playing cards, one of your dad's pipes, the April issue of the Serious Jester magazine, and a stray captcha log card. There is also a can of peanuts on the desk. Haha. Oh, Dad. You won't be falling for that one again anytime soon. A severe peanut allergy is a terrible affliction to cope with. Upgrade costume with hat from Hat Rack. You swap the magician's hat with the bowler hat. This disguise is somewhat less funny, but a lot more distinguished looking. Combine second pipe with clever disguise. Your dad maintains numerous pipes about the household. A father without a pipe is like a strapping roughneck without a toothpick. That is to say, he is a rather piss-poor excuse for a roughneck, if you ask me. You'd rather not take the pipe, though. The first one tastes bad enough as it is. How you suffer for your comedy. Examine captcha log card. Yeah! This will be perfect for expanding the space in your captcha log card. Ah! That's John. Play haunting piano refrain. I care so much about these trash children, guys. I care so much about these trash children. play 52 Pickup. You play the prankster's favorite card game, even though you are alone in the room, rendering it an especially foolish version of solitaire. So stupid! Look at this mess. The peanut gallery over there sure is getting a kick out of it. You are allergic to their scorn. Attempt to leave the house. You go back into the living room and contemplate checking the mailbox outside. You think perhaps you should exhaust all possibilities before plunging headlong into a dad encounter. Your television is currently airing a commercial. John, exit. You exit the house. Check mail. Predictably, the mailbox is empty. You have already been scooped by your father. The streets are empty. Wind skims the voids, keeping neighbors apart. As if grazing the hollow of a cut reed or, say, a plundered mailbox. A familiar note is produced. It's the one Desolation plays to keep its instrument in tune. It is your 13th birthday, and as with all 12 preceding it, something feels missing from your life. The game presently eluding you is only the latest sleight of hand in the repertoire of an unseen riddler, one to engender not a sense not of mirth, but of lack. His coarse schemes are those less of a prankster than of a common pickpocket. His riddle is absence itself. It is a mystery dispersing altogether, like the moon's faint reflection, with even one pebble of inquiry dropped in its black wall. It is the most diabolical riddle of all. Absence diminishes little passions and increases great ones, as wind extinguishes candles and fans a fire. Walt Whitman. Yes, you are certain Walt Whitman said that. 100% positive. You have a feeling it's going to be a long day. Leave a surprise for the mailman? No! See if your father left the mail in the car. The door is locked. And your dad has the car keys. You peer in through the driver's side window. You don't see any mail, but you do see a green package. There's also something underneath it that looks like a slip of paper. Could these items have come in the mail? You don't see anything else that's usually in the mail, like bills and coupons. Maybe your dad forgot to take this stuff inside. Spy in the kitchen. You try to get a gander through the kitchen window, but you can't see a whole lot. It seems your dad has been doing so much baking the glass is steamed up. God, he is so weird. But you can see what's on the table just beside the window. It looks like the mail is there. Included among it is a red package, some bills, your dad's PDA, and an envelope that appears to be suspiciously labeled with the Esberg logo. Unfortunately, the window is locked. Go back into the kitchen. You have no other choice. You are going in. Clever disguise, it's time to work your magic. Your dad sees right through your costume. You don't know what you were even thinking with this foolish ruse. You unequip the clever disguise. Your dad wields a dreaded artifact of confection. He stands between you and the mail. There was only one way to settle this. Strife! Aggrieve! Ah! Auto pastry! Ah! We gotta listen to the song at least once, right? Guardian Rubik. Ah. Oh, I keep getting blocked, bro. Retrieve the package and flee to your room. You cannot abscond. This pesky guardian is blocking your path. You will need to engineer some sort of distraction. And now he brandishes yet another artifact of confection. The man is ruthless. You better brace for impact in the most comedically striking fashion possible. Equip disguise for defense. The Beagle Aegis absorbs the brunt of the treat. Looks like Dad will enjoy the prankster's gambit on that exchange, as is usually the case. Capsulog Pie Tin. You take the Pie Tin and unequip the Beagle Plus. Everything in your Silodex is pushed back a card. The smoke pellets are ejected from the deck. Yes, this could be just the distraction you were... Nothing happens. What a huge letdown. Take the cake. When two great forces oppose each other, the victory will go to the one that knows how to yield. Oscar Wilde. Wise words by a man who could likely resist everything but temptation. The cake forces Colonel Sassacre's text out of your Silodex. Donk! Sassacre, you beautiful bastard! Now's your chance! Abscond! Now that Dad is busy placating the smoke detector, you can safely sneak away. Take PDA. You snag your dad's PDA. Maybe later you'll switch the background image to something hilarious as a prank. Besides, it may come in handy later. Your spare Capsulog card is forced out of the Silodex and consequently integrated with the deck. You'll now have 5 cards to work with. Take package. This red package is addressed to you. You got the Esper Beta. Exit kitchen. Get cake on couch. You Capsulog the cake on the couch, expelling the Pie Tin from the bottom card. Combine the cakes to make a double-decker cake. You then merge the 2 cakes across all 5 cards. Everything in your Silodex is smushed between the cakes. Why don't you think these things through first? Retreat upstairs. You pause at the juncture and head down the hall. You're going to need something to clean up the mess you were about to make by dissecting this cake. To the left is the bathroom. To the right is your dad's room. It is locked and you are forbidden from ever entering. He has secrets. Go to the bathroom and grab a towel. You enter the bathroom. You can see your backyard from the window. The jewel in its crown is the swing set, which has provided you with years of joy. There's also a spring-mounted pogo ride, which has been responsible for more than one painful injury, and has provided you with years of lament. On the sink is your dad's razor. On the rack to the side is a fresh towel. Remove PDA, envelope, and package from cake. You take the razor and use it to perform surgery on the cake. You take the towel and clean off the extracted goods. Retrieve your items. The items force the manhandled cake into the toilet. And just like that, your Silodex is full again. God, this thing is annoying. Go to bedroom. Admire failure to launch poster. You're not usually into chick flicks, but Matthew McConaughey's cool charisma could salvage any heap of smoldering wreckage. This is your McConaughey wall. A casual shrine to an amazing actor. The film above that one is a lot better, you think. Can you see her? I want you to picture that little girl. Now imagine she's white! You got us, Matthew. Your smooth talking exposed our latent racism. Damn, you are good. Doodly-doo, doodly-doo, doodly-dee, doodly-doo, doodly-dee, doodly-doo, doodly-dee, doodly-doo. Fun. Garden Gnostic began pestering ectobiologists at 1634. Hi, happy birthday, John! Hello! Okay, I'll talk to you later. Hey, Gigi's looking for you. Why are you even so popular all of a sudden? Is today some sort of special occasion? Or something? Did you do something to curry a favor with ladies? Did you break your leg on a puppy or some shit? Dude, what are you doing? I discovered a comet that is going to destroy the Earth, and it was named after me. Now I am famous, and everyone wants to talk to me a lot. No, stop. Just, no. Don't talk about your awful, stupid movies or make references to them. Your gross man-bro crush on Matt McConaughey is an unsavory thing to behold. McConaughey. Sounds like a noise a horse would make, i.e. dumb. Equally dumb are all those pictures of that clown you've got hanging on. Those are my dad's. I was talking about Nick Cage. No, oh, what? No, man, Cage is sweet. So sweet. You don't even like him ironically or anything. This is like for real, isn't it? I do things ironically sometimes. What about what I sent you for your birthday? No, those are awesome. What? No, they're stupid. Which was the joke. The ironic joke. Get it? You're actually wearing them, aren't you? I'm wearing them ironically. Because they're awesome. The fact that they're ironic makes them awesome. And vice versa. Are you taking notes on how to be cool? Jesus, get a fucking pen. You do realize that they touched Stiller's weird, sort of gaunt face at some point, right? Ew, yeah. Oh well. Speaking of which, did you get the mail? Yeah. Did there happen to be a package there? Yeah, there's a big red one. You should probably open it. I would. But it's trapped under the Esper beta, so I will probably open it after I install the beta. Oh man, the beta king. Yeah, wanna play it? Haha, no way. Why not? This sounds so hells of boring. Just get TT to play it. She is all about that. Oh no, I'm taking a break, going down memory lane and rereading Homestuck just for funsies. How you doing today, KO Kid? I'm a part of this fandom. It's been almost a year since I last read it. And I'm so burnt out on SWTOR and most of the other games I've been playing, so this is my escape. You should probably open it. I would, but it's trapped into the Esper beta, so I'll probably open it after I install the beta. I did that. Just get TT to play it. She's all about that. Where'd she go? Her internet is blinking in and out, I guess. Probably be back online soon. Oh, and Christ in a sidecar. Are you still using the stack modus? Seriously, dude. You need to bone up on your data structures. That shit is just ridiculous. Okay, I will. You gotta go to the DMV. Sorry to hear that, dude. Hope you have a good stream later, man. I'm probably gonna be doing this most of the day. Are you gonna stream? Are you gonna do a gym stream like you did that one time, or those couple times? Or are you not about that? Are you not about that life? John, open browser and go to mspaintadventures.com. You decide to space out on the computer for a while before doing anything important. You open the Taelios browser and direct it to what is indisputably the most amazing website ever created. The new adventure is okay, but you're not sure if you like it as much as the last one. Install the Esper beta. You decide it's time for less meta and more beta. You just insert the CD and install the Esper beta. Esper version 0.0.1. Skynet Systems Incorporated. All rights reserved. SBIRB client is running, waiting for server to establish connection. Going up on data structures. You go to your closet, where you keep a lot of clothes and an array of handy computer programming guides. Skynet. But yeah. Read Data Structures book. Data Structures for assholes. Your ignorance just made me throw up a little. Get a clue, you computer illiterate piece of shit. Free fetch bonus in back. You're not sure you really want to dig into this huge tome. It looks really boring and kind of ornery. Maybe you'll just check out that free modus instead. Get free fetch modus. You turn to the back inside cover where a free fetch modus is included in a plastic sleeve. This one is dictated by the logic of a queue data structure, operating on a first in, first out method rather than a first in, last out method of a stack. Apply fetch modus to Sylladex. Items capture-logged in your Sylladex are no longer immediately accessible. You can only use the item on the bottom card, and must wait for items on upper cards to be pushed back to it. For instance, the red package is now inaccessible. You can only use the razor at the moment. This modus doesn't strike you as a significant upgrade to your previous one. In fact, it almost seemed more inconvenient. You figure you might as well give it a chance though. Switch back to stack modus. You suddenly wonder if this is even possible. You don't remember if you ever had a physical card for the stack modus. You find this all to be a little abstract and you prefer not to think about it too much. Put down razor. Put it down? You're not quite sure you understand. Pick up 2 items. You capture log one of the cakes. You finally found a use for all of these loitering pastries. Dead weight. Get other cake. The second cake causes the razor to launch out the front of your Sylladex. Oh, good lord! That beautiful face! You wish the razor would have failed to launch. You open your magic chest and capture log one of your favorite books of all time, Wise Guy by Mike Cavaney. There goes the fresh towel. Might as well grab those cuffs. I haven't watched the new season yet. Decoy. I only watched, I think I watched up to season 2. You take the trick handcuffs. It's spelling the PDA like a bullet. Oh, god damn it! Open up that package. You examine the package. It is from one of your internet chums. It's bound in packing tape, though. You'll need something sharp to open it. Hey, Tex. Ah, of course, the razor. It's all so simple, you wonder why you didn't... Decaf Smurf? I think that's one of the... I know you're joking around. I think Decaf Smurf is like a Commander Root in a Virgo Pros. Just a chatbot that isn't actually there and is just collecting data. Banning him doesn't do anything because he's not actually in the chat. Oh, of course, the razor. It's also simple. You wonder why you didn't, John, get razor. Bonk. Pick up package again. Let's take this from the top. Capture log glass shards. You take 3 glass shards in quick succession and duck for cover. Your Sylladex rains devastation on your room from above. He's already cut. Matthew already got cut, dude. I shot the razor at him. Your Sylladex rains devastation on your room from above. And now that your cards are packed with glass, you probably don't want to do that anytime soon. Yeah, I was trying to get my stuff, and I grabbed too much stuff, and it shot the razor out into Matthew McConaughey's face. There's a hole in the wall in the Time to Kill. His poor, beautiful face. Now that your cards are packed for class, you probably don't want to do that again anytime soon. You should probably go get that stuff before you forget. John, use the razor on the red package. You open the package. There is something suspicious inside. Something suspiciously dirty and smelly. It is a stuffed bunny. Much like the one held hostage briefly by Malkovich's Cyrus the Virus while taunting hard luck protagonist Cameron Poe. And strikingly similar to the one scooped up from the soot of a burning Vegas strip by Cage's foe and offered to his daughter, a gesture symbolic of a tattered exterior surrounding a heart of gold. Poe wasn't much to look at, but he was a good man. But no, it is not merely like that bunny. According to this note of authenticity, it is the very same bunny. This is so awesome. Check status of Esper Beta. It looks like your computer is trying to get your attention. Look at monitor. Check past your chum window. Skynet Systems Incorporated. Esper client is running. An Esper host user is attempting to connect with you. Client has established connection with host. Press enter when ready. Check past your chum window. Tentacle Therapist, TT, began pestering Ectobiologist, EV, at 1708. It looks like you managed to retrieve the data. Excellent. I'm going to try to connect. Whoa, okay, but I just got the most awesome present. The rabbit? So sweet! I've heard tales of this wretched creature often. Its Homeric legend is practically ensconced in a fold of my personal mythology by now. What? Why don't we focus on the matter at hand? Oh, the game, okay. I don't really know how this works. What am I even looking at here? You are running the client application. I am running the server, so I am the host user. I have established a connection with you. This is sufficient for us to play the game. Oh, okay then. Why don't we get started? John, press enter. No, so it's a webcomic that went on for like 8 years or longer. I read it last year. I've been really burnt out on the video games I've been playing, so I'm giving it a reread, and I figure if I'm gonna be on the computer anyway, I might as well share my reread with you guys. I've been so burnt out on playing actual games lately. I want to watch that again, actually, please. I'm probably gonna do this for like 4 hours today. This is gonna take me like 2 weeks of streaming, probably, to get through. Homestuck has more text than War and Peace. Think about that for a second, guys. Mouse over the interface buttons. AH. Andrew Hussey. Select, revise, deploy, Fernalia Registry, Grist Cache, Explore Athenium, Alchemy Excursus. So, I'm playing a game about a guy playing a game. Select Magic Chest. Oh, Turtle Therapist, or Tentacle Therapist is doing this. So the person that John here was chatting with is the person doing all this stuff right now. Select magic chest. Zoom out. Drop chest. Donk. No, it's gonna fall off the roof. Okay. Whoa! What are you doing? Sorry, I'm just getting a feel for the controls. Is my magic chest on the roof now? Yes. I will try to be more careful next time. You find your missing stack fetch modus and quickly reapply it to your Sylladex. You can now opt for either the stack or Q modus at any time. You toggle between your fetch modi with gleeful abandon. If you have any questions about what's going on here, I will try to explain as best I can. There's not a whole lot of context in the story yet. It looks like your dad is leaving again for more baking supplies. You're relieved to have the house to yourself again, if only for a few minutes. You just hope he doesn't notice the magic chest on the roof, or all the shit you threw out the window for that matter. TT, select stuff in yard and move it back into room. Hey, do you think you could do me a favor? Can you grab all that stuff outside my broken window and bring it in for me? I'll give it a shot. Thanks. No luck. It appears to be out of range. I'm guessing it is too far away from you, the player. Oh. Select John. You cannot select the player. John abjures the meddlesome cursor. Select Bunny. Put the bunny back in the box. Oh, it makes him so happy. Revise room. That's the build button, right? Did she just add... It would be. It would be a fun game to play. If it were a real game. Boof. Oh, ridiculous. Open Fernalia registry. Deploy totem lathe? Examine the totem lathe. You don't know what the heck this thing does, but it looks neat. Open the grist cache. It seems expanding the dimensions of your room cost us some build grist, but deploying the lathe did not appear to incur any expense. It looks like certain objects are freebies, probably to help you set up the game. Wow, okay. What do they do? I think it's up to you to find out. All I can do is drop stuff in your house and move it around, apparently. How do I move stuff around? It sounds fun. I don't think you can as the client. You will need to install the server application. You should have received both in separate envelopes. I am running both on my computer right now. What? Did you get another envelope in the mail? No! Once you install the server and establish a connection, I'm sure you will be able to manipulate my environment in the same manner. Are you sure you didn't get it? Oh man, I think I might know where it is. Now that your room is bigger, why don't you move to the far corner? It will extend the range of the cursor and I can reach the items. Which you threw out the window for some reason? Good idea. What have you been doing in here all afternoon anyway? Ugh, I was fussing with my retarded Sylladex, but I think I have it under control now. What modus do you use? I like to use trees. Oh no, that sounds so awkward. It's not exceptionally practical, but I think they are elegant. Stand in corner. Deploy Crutchtruder. Doop. Deploy Alchemitor. Doop. Why is the floor shaking? Are you dropping more stuff in my house? Yes. 2 more large gizmos. Sweet! What is with all these big contraptions? If I had to guess, they appear to facilitate a sort of system involving punch card-based alchemy. Huh. To what end? I mean, what are we even supposed to be doing in this game? That remains to be seen. Maybe you should go investigate. Get PDA. Serious business. And the following matters have been submitted in a frank and forthright manner for Pipe Fan 413. Judicious appraisal. Grayslack 65. Decided to return home for fresh tie. Oh, it goes backwards. Need counsel on removing coffee from necktie. Incident occurred 45 seconds ago. Beverage essences rapidly settling into fabric. Please a lab on incident. Too busy for this. Was posturing unevenly to reach for hat on wall hook. Tip of tie slipped in open mouth of pot. Duration of dunk approximately 3 seconds. Thank you for the follow. Warren? Was posturing unevenly to reach for hat on wall hook. Tip of tie slipped in open mouth of pot. Duration of dunk approximately 3 seconds. Photographic documentation of incident. Use ballpoint pen to roll up tip of cloth. Extract pen. Press rolled cloth against ceramic surface, like restroom sink. In future, consider repositioning hat hook and or coffee pot. Decided to return home for fresh tie. Soiled tie will be laundered immediately upon return. You grab the PDA, switching back to stack modus so it is readily accessible. The interface is oddly sterile. No hilarious clown wallpapers or anything like that. Oops, you mean Harlequin wallpapers. The serious business application is open. It seems your dad uses it to keep tabs on various acquaintances. His fellow street performers, maybe? You guess the performing arts must be pretty serious business after all. Install Pester Chum. This should be useful. Now you can keep tabs on your chums while you wander around the house. Go out to balcony. Hey, I'm out on the balcony now. I am messaging you. I'm messaging from my dad's PDA. The one you threw into the yard. No, I'm telling you. It jumped out of my Silodex like a frightened weasel. What were you doing with it in the first place? I'm not sensing a lot of regard for the personal property of others. Is this how your pent-up frustration with your father manifests itself? What? No! Those were all accidents. Please take your psychobabblery elsewhere, miss. Your bathroom is a mess. Did you do that too? Oh man, see, this isn't cool. All this snooping nonsense. There's a cake in the toilet. Yes, there is. I'm tempted to clean it up for you. Okay, if that will satisfy your weird OCD complex, then go ahead. My obsessive-compulsive disorder complex. Can a disorder also be a complex? In your case, probably. Sounds complicated. Anyway, I'm going to have a look at this enormous platformy thing you put on the balcony. Examine Alchemator in a cautious manner. You have no idea what to do with this thing. You can't find any controls for it. Having exhausted all other possibilities, you decide to just stand on it. This isn't very cautious of you, actually. Look through telescope. It is a clear, sunny day. Nothing out of the ordinary to report. At least not beyond the walls of your own home. Grab the soiled toilet. Whoops. Whoops, what? She ripped the toilet out of the floor. What was that noise? Or what was that noise? Is this something I should go investigate? No, I have it under control. You can keep playing with your telescope. Investigate. Ah! I think I can patch it up. Just give me a little space. Why don't you have a look at the Cruxtruder? The what? The thing I put in your living room. Whee! You jump down to the utility room. John, get sledgehammer and card. You take the sledgehammer and the capsule on card, combine the two, and quickly apply it to your strike specialist. You think it's cool that things don't always have to be a federal fucking issue. It looks like another one of your chums is pestering you on your PDA, answered Chum. Gigi began pestering ectobiologist at 1725. John, did you get my package? Oh, hey, no, not yet. Darn, are you sure? It was in a green box. Oh, yes, but it is in my dad's car and he's still out at the store. He should be back soon. Great. So what are you up to today? I am up to my neck in this Esberg stuff. TT is making a royal mess out of my house. Oh well, what's Esberg? Oh, it is this game. It's okay, I guess. I'm still figuring it out. Whoa, what was that? What was what? There was a loud noise outside my house. It sounded like an explosion. Wow, really? I will go outside and look. Oh man, alright, but be careful, okay? I will, smiley face. Garden Gnostic ceased pestering ectobiologist at 1728. Might as well check out the Cruxtruder. Oh, hell no, you put this thing in front of the door? There's a door there? Yeah! I just didn't see it. I just thought it fit nicely into that groove. You mean you thought it was elegant? Okay, well, what do I do with this thing? Hello? What are you doing up there now? Oh, fuck. She ripped the bathtub out, too. Examine wheel on the Cruxtruder. When you turn the wheel, something seems to be pushing up from underneath the lid, but you aren't strong enough to make the lid come off. Put bathtub in driveway. On the tub's journey to the driveway, the connection is interrupted. Scold TT. You can see me, right? You can see me, right? Tell me what is wrong with this picture. Sorry, I keep losing the wireless signal. Must be the weather. I would look for a stronger signal in another part of the house, but I'd rather not risk an encounter with my mother. I battled through her cloud of gin and derision once already this evening. Yeah, I hear you. Yes, cakes. Gestures, unfaltering love and support. Quite a road to hoe there. Though I suppose I'm complicit for not informing social services about your situation. I know. What about... I know! What about going outside? Maybe you could catch a neighbor's signal. That presents the same problem. Also, it's raining, remember? And dark. It's dark already? Yes, the sun has already had its way with us here on the East Coast. Its lurid glare has moved on to younger time zones. Okay. Hit Cruxtruder with Sledgehammer. Need some help? Pick up Sledgehammer. Doop. Doom. What the... Boop. What is that thing? And what is that clock counting down to? I've been looking at the game FAQ, the game fact walkthroughs to figure some of this stuff out. Hold while I read further. Okay. All these walkthroughs are extremely short. None progress much further than this point. Weird. Well, I mean, it is a new game. True. Now that the lid is off, you will need to extrude some Cruxite. You get 1 Cruxite dowel. You extrude 1 Cruxite dowel. I feel like we should be hurrying. That countdown is making me nervous. John? Oh, your PDA is trapped underneath the Cruxite now, isn't it? Anyway, it looks like you're going to need this card too. Deploy pre-punched card. Boop. John, get card. A shard of glass is expelled from the deck and maims the Harlequin doll. Capture logged fanciful Harlequins. You take 2 fanciful Harlequins. The additional useless freight pushes your PDA to the last card. You then switch to the cube modus so you can access the PDA. More glass shrapnel flies from the deck. This thing keeps following me around. I think it's trying to talk to me or something. That is probably the kernel sprig. It apparently needs to be prototyped. Twice, actually. Whatever that means. Whatever the hell that means. These walkthroughs are horrendously written. Okay. Well, you're the one with the cursor, so just do whatever you think is the right thing to do. Also, fix my bathroom. Drop maimed Harlequin into kernel sprig. The kernel spray has been prototyped with the Harlequin doll. Okay, I'm gonna go take a quick bio and then I'll be right back. Sorry about that, wait there, guys. I had to go to the bio. Go to the bio. You know how she goes. Oh yeah, let's get back to it. The Colonel Spray has been prototyped with the Harlequin doll. I still can't understand this thing's gobbledygook. That was only tier 1 prototyping. There is still another tier to the prototyping process, which for all we know merely advances this entity through increasingly esoteric states of linguistics. The clock is ticking. The clock is ticking. We don't have time for this asinine tomfoolery. This unmitigated poppycock. Extravagant hogwash. Okay, stop. Stop typing whatever silly thing you're typing. I'm gonna go upstairs to the big platformy thing. The alchemitter? Yeah. Try to learn the lingo. Use pre-pumped card with the alchemitter. There is no slot for a card anywhere to be found on the alchemitter. The Colonel Sprite followed you upstairs. Explore Athenium. Acquiring the Cruxite Dowel seems to have populated the Athenium with one item, a perfectly generic object. Capsulog telescope. You snatch the telescope from its tripod. Who knows? It might be useful, but more importantly, it pushes the Cruxite to the last card, making it available for tinkering. The PDA is predictably jettisoned into the yard, over the neighbor's fence. Put Cruxite on weird pattern on alchemitter. You put the Cruxite dowel on the alchemitter's small pedestal. Something is happening! Dunk! You set the alchemitter to cast three perfectly generic objects for some reason, expending a total of 6 units of build grist. These things are completely useless. What a waste. Out of the corner of your eye, you notice there's something in the sky. Switch modus and use telescope to inspect sky. You switch back to stack modus and get a closer look with your telescope. Whatever it is, the Colonel Sprite seems particularly agitated about it. Oh. That's a comet. You're no astronomer, but its trajectory looks suspiciously head-on with your current perspective. This is a troubling development. High five, Colonel Sprite. You figure you've left him hanging long enough. Boop. I checked to ingest a unit of build grist. It is tempting because they strongly resemble rock and blue raspberry gushers. However, units of build grist are a gaming abstraction and do not seem to exist on the physical plane. There is apparently no crisis so imminent that will deter you from contemplating idiotic and frivolous actions. Your dad is getting home. John, what did you do with your PDA this time? I'm working on the bathroom, but we are running low on build grist. Revised bathroom. Huh? Run to your room and contact TT through Pester Chum. 2 chums have been trying to message you. Answer chums. I'm working on the bathroom, but we are running low on build grist. Oh man. Oh man. Who cares about the bathroom? Now there's a meteor heading for my house. I see. Do you suppose it has anything to do with the game? I don't know, maybe. What do I do? I think it's very likely. The walkers vaguely suggest an impending threat before they end. The already poorly constructed sentences become even more curt and ambiguous, as if written hastily, and with a sense of alarm. Actually, their dedication to updating the walkthrough under such circumstances is admirable. Wow. Fascinating. Huh? If the meteor is a game construct, I think the only thing to do is to proceed and try to solve the dilemma on the game's terms. Try using the lathe. It says you can use the card on it, but it isn't more specific than that. Okay, I'll do that. You get us a labor to read this dribble. If I read any more, my brain will need to be spoon-fed from a jar, while it blows spit bubbles in a high chair. I think I will write my own walkthrough. That is, after we make sure you don't die. TG, turned tech godhead, began pestering ectobiologist at 1734. I heard you got this I heard you got the box. I hope you appreciate my heroic fatherly perseverance in getting it to you. In my rough and tumble dirty wife beaterly sort of way. Also, I hope you appreciate how many no-talent douches had their mitts on that bunny before you. It's like a grubby baton in some huge douchebag marathon. Hey, where are you? Oh man, the bunny was awesome, but I don't have time to talk. I'm playing S-Ribbon, it's kind of a nightmare. TT is breaking everything in my house. Dude, I told you to steer clear of that game. And for that matter, you should probably wash your hands of flighty broads and the snarky horse shit altogether. And now there's a meteor coming, and I'm not even joking about that. It's like a big asteroid or comet or something in the sky heading right for my house. Foreshadowing. Oh man, how big is it? I don't know. Big, I guess. I gotta go. We'll talk later if I am still alive and the Earth isn't blown up. Like the size of Texas or just Rhode Island. They're always throwing around these geographical comparisons to give us a sense of scale like it really means anything to us. But it doesn't matter. It's always just like, wow, that's pretty fucking big. Like, Mr. President, there's a meteor coming, sir. Oh, how big is it? It's like the size of Texas, sir. Oh, shit. Or, how big is it? It's the size of New York City, sir. Oh, shit. Sir, I'm afraid the comet is the size of your mom's dick. Oh, snap. Sir, are you familiar with Jupiter? You mean like the planet? Yeah, well, it's that big, sir. That sounds pretty big. I have a question. Is it Jupiter? Yes, sir. Earth is literally under siege by planet fucking Jupiter. Oh, shit. Anyway, later. You slip the pre-punched card into a slot on the totem lathe. Above, the tool arm deploys a configuration of chisels. Now you just need something to lathe. Take Cruxite to totem lathe. Cursing your lack of foresight, you return to the balcony for the Cruxite dowel you left on the pedestal. You navigate the hallway leery of your dad, who is presently puzzling over the new fixture in his hallway. The perfect crime. You retrieve the Cruxite dowel. Dad just shrugs and heads back downstairs, presumably to do more baking. If only he knew how hard you were hard at work saving his ass. Use Cruxite dowel on totem lathe. You clamp the Cruxite in the lathe. Activate lathe. The lathe carves one totem. You take the totem. Alright, I used the lathe to make this blue shapy thing. Now I guess I take it back to the alchemixer again? Hello? Her tentacle therapist is no longer connected. A young lady stands in her bedroom. Due to a violent storm, her house has just lost power, along with her wireless internet connection. This has severed her link to a popular video game she was playing with a young man at a critical moment. That young man is relying on this young lady to reestablish a connection somehow. This young lady named... It's on the tip of your tongue. What was the name of this young lady again? Flighty Bride. No, that wasn't it. One more time. Rose Lalonde. Tentacle therapist. Your name is Rose. As was previously mentioned, you are without electricity, although your laptop computer still functions on battery power. You have a variety of interests. You have a passion for rather obscure literature. You enjoy creative writing and are somewhat secretive about it. You have a fondness for the bestially strange and fictitious, and sometimes dabble in psychoanalysis. You also like to knit, and your room is a bit of a mess. And on occasion, if just the right one strikes your fancy, you like to play video games with your friends. What will you do? Rose, retrieve arms from the purple box. The purple contents are private. No one is allowed to look inside. Rose, ride like a flagellum and puke on your bed. Ugh, what a terrible idea. The thought alone makes you sick to your stomach. Stroke writing journal and mutter, my precious. You would only resort to such an embarrassing activity while no one was watching. These journals are for your eyes only. Get violin. You captchalogue the violin, storing it the root card of your Silodex. Come on, resolve. You waste approximately 40 seconds playing the violin while your friend is in peril. Nice time management skills there, sweetheart. John, tell Liv Tyler you love her before impact. Since your good-for-nothing friend is obviously not going to bail you out in time, you issue words of parting fondness to dear, sweet Liv. Oh, if only Affleck could have been the one to make the final sacrifice instead of her stubborn, blue-collar, salt-of-the-earth father. Then she would fall into your arms for consolation, and you would be the one to make the deceased Bruce Willis proud. Captchalogue knitting supply bag. You get the knitting bag. It occupies the left leaf card under the violin. Per the Tree Modus's alphabetical sorting method, K is greater than V. Rose, look out the window. Your panoramic window offers a view of your yard below, and the mausoleum housing your dead cat, Jaspers, who died when you were young. Your mom had the structure erected with a spirit of scornful irony in response to your youthfully innocent request to hold a funeral for the animal. At least, that is how you have come to interpret the gesture in retrospect. Turbo Rocky, this is Homestuck. I'm reading a webcomic because I'm tired of games, and I wanted to reread it, and I figure if I'm going to be on the computer, I might as well read it anyway. Or I might as well stream it as well. You can also make it a silhouette of the laboratory next door. A facility which likely broadcasts a strong wireless internet signal. You may be able to connect to the signal from a different part of the house. Perhaps if you seek higher ground. Yeah, I figured it would be a little different. You know, I've been burnt out on games. Every time I play something, I'm just like, this is stupid. I'm done. I don't want to stream. So I'm taking some time off to relax and do something kind of casual. I read this about a year ago. Well, a little longer than a year ago now. It took like 2 weeks of me not leaving my room, and I just sat there and read it. So I have kind of an emotional connection, like people who binge watch TV shows do. Rose, get laptop. You take your laptop and prepare to make the journey through the house. L is greater than V. L is less than V. L is greater than K. This causes the tree to become unbalanced, so your Silodex auto-balances itself. Now the laptop occupies the root card, while the other two items comprise the leaves. K is greater than L, V is less than L. Examine book on desk. This book is absolutely indispensable for enthusiasts of your ilk, of which there are very few. The grimoire for summoning the zoologically dubious. Rose, take book. So I'm probably going to read this for like a couple hours more, and then I'm going to switch to playing video games. Take book. You take the grimoire. G is greater than L, G is greater than K. Excuse me. Go explore the house. You leave your bedroom. Hanging just next to her door in the hallway. Hanging just next to your door in the hallway is a painting of an exquisite wizard. Your mother collects these awful things ironically. She must know how much you detest them, and there is no doubt in your mind she stores these dreadful things in the house to bother you. Down the hall to the right is the way to the observatory. Perhaps you will be able to connect from up there. Your mother's room is also in that direction. You will have to watch your step. Rose tiptoed to observatory. You approach a juncture in the hallway. Beyond the juncture is the observatory. Sneak by. This door leads up to the observatory. You haven't ventured up there in quite some time. Go through door. The door opens to an exterior walkway leading to the observatory entrance. You've seen less inclement weather before. Well, the things you'll do to help out a friend. Hurry up to that observatory. Try to connect. You first put your lap down on the floor to get it situated, but removing it from the root card causes all the branches and leaves to be severed. Your items are dumped unceremoniously on the floor. See what you can observe. You're in a hurry, sure, but that doesn't mean you can't take a moment to peek through the huge telescope. You find a gap in the clouds. It seems a flurry of smaller meteoroids is streaking steadily overhead. You're not sure what this means, but it is somewhat disconcerting. Stack laptop on Grimoire to maximize elevation. You'll need every advantage you can get. Access laboratory Wi-Fi network. There are several signals being broadcasted from the laboratory, each of relatively decent strength. One of them is mysteriously and quite conveniently unsecured, requiring no password. You select the signal and reconnect to the game with John. I'm back. Hurry and open my door. Hurry and open my door! Not that it even matters. I think I'm probably dead no matter what. Patience, you still haven't used the new totem. I believe it will create the item on the punch card. So, what is it? Like an apple or something? What good will that even do? We'll see. I found no evidence that anyone has successfully created the item, and the content of the card appears to be variable from session to session. In one instance it was described as an eggy-looking thing. Sick. Do we have enough of those building jewels to make it? According to the Athenium, it is a free item. This speaks to its importance in my view. Now, off you go. Remove door from hinges. There goes the rest of your build, Grist. Put bathtub back. You should probably have just done this in the first place. Take totem to Alchemitter, John. Gotta get those stupid blocks out of the way first. The Colonel Sprite is getting awfully worked up about all this. Remove blocks. You store the perfectly generic objects in your Fernalia registry, potentially to be deployed at a later time. S. John, take bite of apple. Oh, it's Bourbon Countdown! End of Act 1. Years in the future, but not many. A wayward vagabond records a stuttering step in A wayward vagabond records a stuttering step in the sun-bleached dust. That's Act 1, guys. We still my beating heart. Act 2. As per beta walkthrough, version 1, April 13th, 2009. Table of contents, caveats and condolences, walkthrough incomplete. I'd be inclined to dispense with the trite, even under less pressing circumstances. Needless to say, I'll forego the inscrutable ASCII banner which typically heralds the striking freefall of these documents. I'll also resist the urge to brandish any copyright marks, and that particularly arouses the concerns itself for the theft of the utterly mundane. I'll allow other deranged prospectors to stake claims on their worthless plots as the woods burn around them. My introduction will be sparse. There will be no majestic prose blustering into the sails of a galleon as we embark on this voyage together, nor will there be any ham-fisted prose whipping its limbs under a bedsheet like a retarded ghost, for that matter. I won't set the stage or dim the lights. The mood you will see will be set soon enough. Chances are, since you are reading this, chances are you have installed this game on your computer already. If this is true, like many others, you have just participated in bringing about the end of the world. But don't beat yourself up about it. There was never anything you could have done to prevent it. The end is happening right now as I type and as you read. I have come to understand that we were always doomed through our collective ignorance, and now further doomed by those few who know and struggle to flee. If you're lucky, you'll be among the smaller subset of the latter who are successful. What I mean is, while that game you installed is just one more grinding slab of rock sealing off planet's crypt, it is also your only hope to live. I'm presently faced with the same conundrum as you, and though I speak with more experience, my own outcome is far from assured. I will play the game as much of it as there is to play, and record my findings here. If you want to live, you will do as I instruct. My condolences, Tentacle Therapist. And now his house is in the middle of a giant cliff. Cool. The kernel divides. The two halves go their separate ways, leaving behind the sprite portion. Boy. What is left of the sprite undergoes a mysterious transformation. For a moment, you thought you heard someone say boy, as if whispered in the periphery of your awareness. It was probably just your imagination, though. Sound. You there, boy. What? Boy, listen to me, boy. His name is John, you nincompoop. Boy who is John, do as I say. What would you like boy who is John to do? Obey my commands, John boy. And those commands would be? I would like the boy to interact with his environment in a constructive manner. Maybe you should be a little more specific. Have the boy assess his current situation. I'm afraid I can't have the boy do that. Tell him to do it yourself. Very well. Okay. Forward. That instruction does not do anything at the moment. Could you please turn the controls over to a more competent user? As of Sackledeck! Increasingly sophomoric. Also, you almost spelled salad in there. What's that? It looks different now. Wait. Go back. You there, boy. Do I want to quit scurrying around? What's that? It looks different now. After you bit that apple, your whole house disappeared. Your whole house seemed to be transported somewhere. Then the apple disappeared and the kernel sprite underwent a transformation. Aside from the change in appearance, the transformation doesn't seem to have any relevant ramifications. You still can't understand a word this idiot says. The ghost clown. Do something with it. The ghost clown is called the kernel sprite. Or rather, just the sprite now, I suppose. You can't do something with it at the moment. The only thing you can theoretically do with it is Tier 2 prototype it. Assuming that's still possible. You are not... Tier prototype the sprite, or the thing you said. Do it! You are not the one who is supposed to prototype it. The Esper server user is supposed to do that. This large platform. Good grief, what is it, boy? The alchemitter created the apple, or the tree that sprouted it, rather, right on time to save you from destruction. You're not sure if you can say the same for your neighborhood, though. You wonder what happened to your dad. Peek over the railing. Getting close to the railing makes you feel a little nervous. It's a long way down. Examine the strange blue vase. It's the piece of cruxite you carved with the totem lathe. When its contours were scanned, the alchemitter was able to produce that tree. How odd. Is this gonna... Okay. It will bring up the flash game. Click this. Perfect. To walk around, use the mouse arrow keys or WASD keys. Click on various objects to open command menus for them. Outstanding Flash programming by Alexis Gankrob. Okay, so this large platform. Good grief, what is it, boy? The alchemitter created the apple or the tree that sprouted it right on time to save you from destruction. I did this already. Okay. Neato. I don't want to peek over the railing. What's that? You there, boy. What? What's that? This large platform. Good grief, what is it, boy? Boy, open this door and walk through it. That man with the humorous spectacles. Admire him. Oh, Michael Sarah, your warm smile is a shining beacon in the dark times. I detest this. Disregard it! The Harlequin painting? You have the sentiment in common with John, then, I suppose. What is down here? Proceed, boy. Open this. Open this. Your dad's room is still locked. Go in there now. Your plumbing appears faulty. Man, Rose did such a piss-poor job of fixing the bathroom. It would almost certainly be a mistake to try to use the toilet. You guess you could just go pee over the edge of the cliff. Your plumbing appears faulty. Leave the bathroom. Leave at once. I am not fond of this smug fellow. The man, the myth, the legend. What do you have up your sleeve there, Anderson? Look at that poker face. He's not telling a soul. No, go back. No, no, no. Keep moving. Believe me, you have no intention of turning your head to observe this dreadful thing. What's that? It looks different now. After you did that... did this already, and it's talking to me, and I can't understand it. Why does this small man stand here? This Harlequin is always ready to serve you with illumination, whether you're reading a book or just enjoying a nice pipe. Use this to reseal that opening there. If only putting the lid back on the cookstove would undo all it's done. Alas, Pandora's tube has been opened. A small dessert tray, useless. In retrospect, it was pretty funny when your dad pied you like that. Got you again by the old man. What is the meaning of this? Okay, even you have to admit, this one's pretty funny. Stow lump of soot for early use. Besides, you have it on good authority that a significant portion of it is comprised of asbestos. Topple this urn immediately. Ugh, no. So coy, so mysterious. Wield these instruments of combat. Any one of these things would make a fine weapon if only your strife specialist wasn't already allocated. Oh well. This way, through the doors like you see in a cowboy saloon. Here, boy, in here. Consume nut. You would, but you're not sure if this dark realm has any hospitals. Read unpleasant literature. The serious gesture. For those whom clowning around is serious business. Operate this instrument. Open this iron vault, boy. You don't know the combination. Boy, listen to me, boy. Boy, who is John? Do as I say. Obey my commands, John boy. Disregard this nonsense. I would like the boy to interact with his environment in a constructive manner. Have the boy assess his current situation. Very well. Advin. Boy, quit all this scurrying around. This is a mess, boy. Return to the lodge room with the gross paintings. This way through the doors like you see in a cowboy saloon. This book is too big for a young, stupid boy. Colonel Sassacre's is your favorite book, almost as favorite as Wise Guy. They are both your favoriteest of all time. Open this door now. This is no time for laundry. You're right. Thank you for being sensible about it. Open these and rifle through them for goods. You don't give a shit about what's in there. Probably nothing you'd be inclined to use now anyway. Go back into the luncheon pantry. Sample powdered uncooked dessert. Back, you miserable wench! Stay thy choking airborne particulates of temptation. Sniff vegetable. Doesn't smell like anything. Return to the room with the dead mom. Move this absurd edifice and exit your houseboy. This thing weighs a ton. You'd honestly be surprised if the game cursor could lift it, or at least not without an significant expensive risk. Of all the places for Rose to drop the infernal thing, more than ever you feel... What's the word you're looking for? Of course, house-trapped. I know what else I'm supposed to do. I think that's the whole house though, right? Wait, go back out here now. Boy, go in here. Investigate this device. John, are you there? It seems you are still connected to the internet. Rose is trying to get in touch with you. You reply in a moment once you have fully assessed your situation. Observe this box. The bunny is not in the box! I said, the bunny is not in the box. Why couldn't the bunny be in the box? This door, explain this. Acquire this small Persian tower. This huge sewing machine, what is it used for? Okay, well, I think that's all the scurrying I need to do. Boy, quit all this scurrying around. For the last time, this boy's name is John. Fine, John, return to your quarters. You go back up to your bedroom, tiptoeing around this weird petroleum-based sludge. Now, John, respond to your friend unit. John, are you there? Tentacle therapist is now an idle chum. Hey, yeah, I'm here, and not dead, I think. I know. I've been watching you scramble through the house like a lunatic. You should have answered me sooner. Oh man, sorry. I was looking around for my dad, and I can't find him anywhere. Have you seen him? No. I'm sure he'll turn up. We have more important things to address right now. Yeah, like, where am I? I don't know that either, but I've determined your neighborhood was destroyed by the meteor. Wherever you were transported, it saved you from the impact. I've been reading reports in the news. Over the last few days, there have been many small and meteor collisions with people's homes around the world, and they seem to be getting bigger. Yours was the biggest they've identified so far. Wow, okay. So if I guess this is all the game's doing, then the point is for us to save the world. Perhaps. Then we better get moving and figure this game out. Yes, but wait. We should retrieve your PDA. Yet again. It will help to keep tabs on each other while you investigate. I think I can get you closer to it if I can replenish our grist supply somewhat. There may be a way to recycle some that we already used. Okay. I'll meet you out on the balcony. Wait, Rose, one thing. What? You never even wished me a happy birthday. Hello? I was working on something to send you, but I was running late with it. I didn't want you to think I believed meager well wishes alone would suffice for the occasion. That said, happy birthday, John. Oh geez, that is silly. Anyway, thanks. First, take the fabric item on the floor there. The towel? Why? Oh well, you're the boss. You capsulog the towel. Do as the purple text says. To the balcony. John makes his way to the balcony per your awkwardly worded request. Wait, take that, the blue wobbly thing. You whimsically decide to capsulog the totem, which was used to create the apple tree earlier. John, recycle the grist as was dictated by your cohort. John cannot do anything with the grist as of this moment. That is up to the Esper player. I see. Huh? Yes, that will suffice. Rose deletes the perfectly generic objects. 6 units of build grist are restored to your grist cache. Rose expends the grist to drag a new plank from the balcony in the direction of the PDA. John, run across precarious platforms swiftly. John isn't sure about that. It's a long way down. Boy, I said make haste on the narrow catwalk. John is very nervous about the idea, and the strident tone of your commands is starting to make him a little upset. Fine. Proceed as your level of comfort dictates. You cautiously walk within range of the PDA. Rose retrieves it. Now take it. You grab the PDA, launching one of the Harlequin figurines into the night. You can kiss that one goodbye. Just one forward command will suffice, thanks. Looks like you're not the only one trying to locate your father after the disaster. Submitting inquiry of concern over cataclysmic event. Pipefan 413 reply. Pipefan 413, status of health wardrobe? Neighboring house struck by flaming projectile. In light of fire hazard, evacuating house of all expensive garments. Good luck, Fedora Freak. Savage, as many hats as is practical. Fedora Freak, you are in our thoughts, along with Pipefan 413 and is an enviable collection of pipes. Thank you all. Report most hats removed from danger. Ties next. These boring men are uninteresting. John, are you okay? You seem a bit tentative. I'm fine, I guess. Since I got here, I feel compelled to do these weird things I don't really want to do. By some kind of voice that I can't really even hear. I don't know. It is hard to explain. Perhaps the early symptoms of an anxiety disorder? Or like post-traumatic stress? Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Well, if you can pull yourself together, there are a few more things we should try. Like prototyping the kernel sprite again, if possible. We should hurry. My laptop battery won't last forever. Okay, I will go back inside. No, don't do that. Hop off this ledge onto that car. What? No, that sounds incredibly dangerous. Forward, 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 forward. Now you're just being a pest. Which turnip truck did you just tumble out of anyway? Who are you? Years in the future, but not many. An unsealed tunnel welcomes hot desert air into its stagnant depths. You there, boy. So the wandering... This is the guy commanding him from the future. Okay. An examination of the basics. Winnie the Pooh. Upon connecting with the client user, you, the server user, will be met with a control panel allowing you to manipulate your co-player's environment. You will find that you are allowed to deploy 4 items at no expense. 3 of these are rather large machines, and 1 is a punch card. It's quite possible that you have already deployed some of these items before reading this, if this is the case. And you have activated the machine called the Cruxtruder, such that it displays a countdown. You must proceed to section A100 of this walkthrough immediately. The life of your client user depends on it, and if your co-player has activated this device in your environment too, then yours does as well. But if not, please refrain from doing anything from with the Cruxtruder, aside from merely deploying it. This will buy us some time to think things through properly and go through the basics of the game before you find your soft, easily punctured head in the jaws of the lion. As mentioned, there are 4 items to consider, each playing a role in the process which appears to have a singular purpose: to manufacture objects out of thin air. The designers of the game, judging by the language used, regard this process as a sort of alchemy. This may allude to complexities in the production process yet to present themselves, but for now, the variety of objects you are able to create remains quite limited. The items in question are the Cruxtruder, again tread lightly with this one, the Totem Lathe, the Alchemitter, and the pre-punched card. I will describe how these devices work in conjunction with each other, and I will use the analogy of having a key made at a hardware store to help you understand. First, deploy all of these objects in convenient proximity to each other. Be sure not to block doors or pathways with them. You can always revise the dimensions of rooms to make space for them, but I'd advise against this or even experimenting with the function. Doing so comes at the expense of Buildcrest, a commodity which appears to be at a premium at the onset, and one you'd be best advised to save for later. The Cruxtruder. Removing the lid signals the moment your life becomes a great whirling batshit pandemonium, somewhat resembling the chaos of an especially ethnic wedding. Somewhere a soused uncle deliberately shatters china on the floor. Muddy livestock is decorated, then lost track of. The question, whose mule is this, can now be heard over the din. This is now your reality. But aside from that, it marks the beginning of the process I am about to describe. The countdown begins, yes. Also, an entity called the Kernel Sprite is released. But neither of these things are all that relevant to this process, to my knowledge. More on these things later. What is relevant is the unlimited Cruxtruder's ability to dispense Cruxite dowels. It will dispense at least one, though I suspect it is capable of producing more, given parameters I'm not yet familiar with. In my key-making analogy, these dowels represent the uncarved pieces of metal which the hardware store employee retrieves from a drawer or rack and sets about carving into a key. The following items are needed to do the carving. The pre-punched card. It is a simple Sylladex card containing an item. There is evidence to suggest the specific item it contains is variable from session to session. The card I deployed contained a blue apple. Yours may be different. It shouldn't matter, hopefully. Additionally, the card, as you may guess, is punched, like one used with antique computing systems. The pattern of holes comprises data, which I believe corresponds to the instructions for creating the item the card contains. That it is pre-punched suggests there is a way to punch an unpunched card, possibly imprinting it with the data for the item it contains, though no mechanism for this has presented itself yet. But the data on the card cannot be used to create the item directly. There is a middleman. That middleman is the Totem Lathe. The Totem Lathe. This is essentially the key carving machine. It will carve into your Cruxite dowel a pattern of grooves and contours, the sort which makes a key unique. The instructions for this pattern are supplied by the punch card, which is inserted into the lathe pre-activation to configure its chisels. Once the dowel is carved, you have a totem serving as your key, which can then be used to unlock the card item through the Alchemitter. But at this point, I will diverge from my key-making analogy and switch to a barcode analogy, which is not a terribly strenuous leap to make, since the concepts of a key and barcode are essentially the same, one being a unique pattern of grooves, the other of varying black lines. The Alchemitter. If you place a Cruxite dowel, carved or uncarved, on the Alchemitter's small pedestal, its robotic arm will scan the contours with a laser, hence the barcode analogy. This is the machine's way of reading the data originally imprinted from the card and transforming that data into a physical object. Though typically this is not done without expense, I believe. An uncarved dowel results in the creation of a perfectly generic object, which is a seemingly useless green cube. It costs 2 units of build grist to make, and I do not advise you to waste resources on it. There appears to be many other varieties of grist ostensibly used in combinations to create different sorts of items, which possibly offers some insight into the game's use of the term alchemy. But quite conveniently, there is an exception to this. Creating the item on the pre-punched card costs nothing. This is good, because creating this item turns out to be essential. Now that you know this, you can in your own time begin the process. Once you initiate it, naturally there is no going back, so best to be prepared. But you probably shouldn't drag your feet too long. As I mentioned earlier, this is your only means of escape. When you're ready, be prepared to follow the steps in the next section swiftly. A100, so your Cruxtruder is ticking. Do this to live. This is really nice and relaxing, and I hope you guys are having a really good time. In the distance, meteorites fall with greater frequency. The fire in the forest burns so hot, not even the rain is putting it out. Rose, check status of battery. Your laptop battery is alright for now, but it won't be for long. If the power in the house doesn't come back on, you can think of one last resort. The small backup generator stored behind the mausoleum. Rose, prototype sprite with Betty Crocker box. What? Oh man, you're going to use that. That sucks. What a stupid idea. We have to hurry along. I'm running low on battery power, but the cake mix, that's so dumb. I doubt it matters. We might as well just use any old crap lying around. Fine, I guess. The sprite is playing hard to get. You guess that's what you get for originally prototyping it with something that engenders mischief and pranksterism. Do the potted vegetable instead. It looks delicious. Pipe down, you. This is Rose's decision, not yours. Prototype sprite with Sassacre text. Oh, yes. Sweet! Now we're talking. See if you can distract it. I'll try to sneak up on it. John, flail about in a distracting manner. The sprite finds the distracting manner in which you flail about to be rather distracting. The pesky sprite eludes you again. Not even the great Colonel himself can outfox it. In narrowly missing with your attempt to create the Colonel sprite, you drop the massive tome. The entire house rattles under the astonishing girth of the book. In the other room, Nana's ashes dump onto the sprite, which is caught unawares by the dousing. Inspect Hag Ash Incident. You find the secret urn toppled again. This time you're quite sure it wasn't your fault. The sprite is nowhere to be found. Rose, remove cook shooter from doorway. Aw man, where'd it go? I can't find it anywhere in the house. No time to worry about it. The next thing we should do is get your server copy of the game from the car. You need to connect to my client so I can repeat your steps and presumably join you wherever you are. We should do this quickly before my house burns down. What? There's a fire? There will be soon. Oh geez, so move this thing already. It looks like it requires a lot of grist to move. I don't have enough to relocate the door either. How much do you have? 0. Oh. I thought about jumping to the car from the ledge earlier, but that sounds really dangerous. I have a better idea. Meet me upstairs. Do again as purple words say. You were about to head upstairs, but you thought you heard something behind you. It was faint, but you could swear it was a small, lighted-hearted chuckle, along the lines of a spirited woo-hoo-hoo! Ignore this woman's antics! You're not sure you even saw a woman, let alone any of our hypothetical antics. But whatever it was you might have caught a glimpse of, it sure gave you the willies. You head upstairs on your way to the balcony. Your PDA is acting up again. Indulge the device, but be curt with it. Hey bro, check it out, I'm working on some new rhymes. Dude, I don't have time for your nerdy raps. Come on, this is Hellaville, just listen. Sounds like you don't even believe me that I was about to get blown up. But I really was, but now I'm in some weird dimension that Desperate sent me to or something. And now on top of that, I think I'm being haunted by my dead grandma. Huh, for real. Yeah, it's true. But I'll talk to you later about it. I think I could drop some sick rhymes about all this. Man, see, I just don't think all the rapping stuff is really as cool as you think it is. No, this is dope, check it. No, I have to go buy. Wait. Armageddon's getting wasted on us, but I'm getting armed and dangerous. Sending men in space for saving us. See which plays more courageous. Ben and Bruce, dudes reach a truce. Put on their blow shoes to using up, suck it. Affleck, sacrifice would have to suffice. Fluck it. Bro be a stained glass saint, up on a cross getting hella Christ plagiarist. Bruce is like off of that crucifix. Enough of this fucking savior fuss. Restrained his ass, put McLean redux, while Buscemi remained derangerous. When a plan gone astray pays off a wasted craterus. Ashtray catering to laser Matt McConaughey, vague remained a dust. Wait, McConaughey wasn't even in any of those Meteor movies, was he? I'll have to make a rap about, I don't know, Morgan Freeman or something, being the president. It'll be called Obama Made It. Obama made it so no one... Obama made it so that no one gives a shit about black presidents in movies anymore. So you gotta fill me in on what's going on, so I have something to rap about besides all your dumb shit movies. Enough strange poetry from the red text. You head out to the balcony to find what Rose has in mind. She is messaging you again. The purple text is less irrational than the red text. I'm lifting up the car to the balcony. Whoa, okay. Once it is up, retrieve the game. Once it is up, retrieve the game. Then I'll put it back down on the driveway. But the door is locked. Then break a window. But it's my dad's car, sad face. It's just a window, and this is sort of an emergency. Otherwise, I promise I'll handle the car with velvet gloves. Alright. Rose, pick up car. Doop. Connection lost. Ridiculous folly. Inexcusable. You're inclined to agree, but hey, accidents happen. You double check your PDA to make sure if Rose is really gone, and indeed, this seems to be the case. TG is still pestering you, of course, but another chum is now logged in as well. What color are the words that this chum says? I'm back. Oh, hi. I went to investigate the explosion I heard. Was it by any chance a meteor? Yes, how did you know? Oh man, it's kind of a long story. Anyway, are you okay? Did it blow up your yard or start a fire or anything? No, I'm fine. It lit at a pretty good weight for my house and I went to look at it. And it's pretty big, but Beck doesn't want me to go near it, so I came home. He seems to think it's dangerous. Well, gosh, he's probably right. Anyway, what have you been up to, John? Oh, did you get my package yet? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was trying to get it, but Rose dropped my car into a weird, spooky, bottomless pit. And the package was in the car, and I'm really sorry about that. Oh, no! Well, okay. I guess I should start at the beginning. See, a meteor blew up my neighborhood. That's terrible, John. I'm so sorry. But I'm okay, and my house is too, sort of. That game I was telling you about, Esper, which I was playing with Rose, sort of transported me somewhere at the last minute. But now I'm trapped here, and it's weird and dark, and I can't find my dad, and I just lost the car and my copy of the game in the pit, and I think I have to save the world from the apocalypse. Well, it sounds really crazy and kind of scary, but it also sounds kind of exciting. I don't know, John. Maybe this is your destiny. If anyone can save the world, I think it is probably you. Oh, you think so? Yes. Well, okay, but it's not even that simple. I was about to connect to Rose to help transport her and save her from meteors and fire and stuff, but she lost battery power and I lost the game disc. So I think I have to get to TG to use his copy and save her. But that jackass won't shut up and stop rapping and stuff. Yeah, he's so silly. Yeah, anyway, I should talk to him about it. So BRB. The green text was attractive. Now view the red text again. When the film crew zooms with a president that I'm like, if that's dude black, I'll eat my hat. Turns out he is, so we're all damn directors got gumption. Like we'll all flip our shit, he ain't shining shoes or something. It's called free emancipation. If it's not presidential, it's God ascension and Bruce Almighty. Whoops, different Bruce from the one I just mentioned. Can't explain to me. Well, this ain't condescension to think I'll shit a brick. Not even he can convey the intention with his quick spun wit. Rather defray all this tension set on his lap while he whittles a splint. And some guy eyes what he does and patronizes. I guess negrosity's the mothers of invention. Stop rapping for a second, you horse's ass. I have something important to talk to you about. What's up? Rose is in trouble and she needs help. I was gonna connect to her with Esper, but I lost my copy. Okay. Also, she lost battery power. If she can get back up and running, she'll need someone with the game to get her out of there before her house burns down. So I think you should use your copy of the game to help her. My copy? That's gonna be tough. Why? I lost it. It's a stupid story and I'd rather not talk about it. Should be embarrassing, yo. I thought you said you had two. Well, yeah, one is my brother's copy. Okay, well get his then. Alright, but he's not gonna be happy about that. Whatever. Also, you might want to read Rose's walkthrough to get up to speed on this. Oh, man. What? Nothing, really. Look, all I'm saying is the girl tends to lay it on kind of thick, you know? Rose eyes. Rose, your laptop is out of battery power. There's only one thing left to do. Time to make your way to that backup generator. Rose, knit laptop cozy to shield your laptop from the rain. That would be such a waste of time. Besides, you already knitted one a while ago. You retrieve it from your knitting bag and apply it to your laptop. You capsulog the laptop plus cozy. Rose, equip Grimoire to Strife Specialist. That would be incredibly ill-advised. There are some dark forces that you just don't want to mess around with. You understand this better than most. You put the book down. You grab the knitting bag and the grimoire in that order. It's always a logistical puzzle with your tree modus. The tree auto-balances, leaving the knitting bag accessible in the root card. Allocate knitting needles to Strife Specialists. You feel a lot more comfortable with these as a weapon. You're so handy with these needles, you feel like you could probably use them to fillet a swordfish. You lose the root card in the process, severing the trees. Hey, be careful with all that stuff. Knit plush cuddle Cthulhu to soothe nerves. That would also be a preposterous... That would also be a preposterous waste of time. Plus, you're quite sure you've never heard of this creature called Cthulhu before. There are, however, many other specimens of the zoologically dubious you're familiar with, such as... Rose, consult their grimoire. Flithulu, foul patrician of misery. To hear his mammoth belly gurgle is to know the epoch of joy has come to an abrupt end. And Nurab Yiglith, shame beast, king of grotesquerie, ride lord of the moist beyondhood. Hearing his melodious chirps and tongue clicks causes one's bones to explode. And of course, there's Ogoloth, the deep one. Wherever he grinds his teeth, all the children of a random galaxy somewhere will frown continuously for a 9,000-year span. He is the first and smallest of the smaller gods, appointed in servitude of a vile, unfathomable pantheon of middling gods, which caters to the whims of the noble circle of horror terrors. An omniscient, omnipotent order of the elite few, forever cloaked in the darkness of the furthest ring. And there's this strange page containing some rather mysterious notes on summoning procedures. You've never been quite sure what these diagrams are getting at. Take items and proceed downstairs. You recapsulog everything the way you want it to appear in the tree and head downstairs. You figure that's enough dilly-dallying, time to get a move on. You wonder if this rain will ever let up. It's driven since the month began, perhaps long enough to forget its purpose. It no longer even knows to assuage fire. Somewhere, a zealous god threads these strings between the clouds and the earth, preparing us for a symphony it feels impossible to play. And so it threads on and on, delaying the reins of the conductor's baton. How you hate this season. April is the cruelest month, breeding lilacs out of the dead land, mixing memory and desire, stirring dull roots with spring rain. American sports legend Charles Barkley. Rose, confront mother in hall. Surely, your mother is lurking nearby. You should be prepared for an unpleasant confrontation. What? There's this really cool dude, okay? He's standing around being all chill, like cool dudes are known to do sometimes. A cool dude like this probably has a real cool name, but he probably wouldn't just tell you what it was if you asked. He'd be way too busy for that. Busy being totally sweet. But you could try to guess his name, and if you were right, he might nod ever so slightly. That's a cool dude's way of letting you know there might just be hope for you yet. Enter name. Shwing! This guy doesn't have time for this sort of bullshit. Try again. Dave Strider. Your name is Dave. It is an unseasonably warm April day. Your bedroom window is open to let some air in, and your fan is cranked. Arguably, more cranked would be your fly beats, which brings us to your variety of interests. A cool dude like you is sure to have plenty. You have a penchant for spinning out unbelievably ill jams with your turntables and mixing gear. You like to rave about bands no one's ever heard of but you. You collect weird dead things preserved in various ways. You are an amateur photographer and operate your own makeshift darkroom. You maintain a number of ironically humorous blogs, websites, and social networking profiles. And if the inspiration strikes, you won't hesitate to drop some fat rhymes on a mofo and represent. What will you do? Quickly retrieve arms from cinder blocks. Nah. Get the damn beta and save your friend's life. And this notion strikes you as nonsensical. You can't imagine how a video game could save someone's life, and in any case, you're quite sure no one you know is in any danger. Anyway, these are the copies of the beta you received in the mail recently. You've labeled them in bold red print to distinguish them from your bro's copies. He labeled his in kind. Neither of you really gives a shit about this game or has any intention of playing it, but you'll be damned if you let that get in the way of your campaign of one-upsmanship. Bleat like a goat and piss on your turntable. You would never consider allowing any fluid even remotely resembling urine to touch your beloved turntables. That would risk breaking them, and a world without the gift of your godly science just doesn't sound like any place you want any part of. While you're at it, you might as well wipe out human civilization with a meteor or something ridiculous like that, which will probably never happen. That sort of thing only happens in stupid idiot movies for stupid idiots. You will, however, contemplate bleeding like a goat for ironically humorous purposes at a later date. Dave, examine closet. This is your closet. This is where you keep a lot of your crap. Like that box and that bottle of... What is that? Is that... Check the blue box. This is the package that your friend John Egbert sent you for your 13th birthday a little while ago. It now contains nothing except a note and a certificate of authenticity vouching for the genuine Hollywood memorabilia which the box originally contained and which you are now wearing to be ironic, but also to be incredibly cool in a way somehow intangibly related to the ironic nature of the accessory. You find it sort of exasperating to explain these subtleties to people. The box also contains a signed photo of Ben Stiller, which proudly hangs above your closet. Proudly and ironically. Dave Takebox. You capture log the box through your hash map fetch modus. Your modus's current hash function resolves the index by valuing each consonant at 2 and each value at 1. The total is divided by your number of cards, and the remainder is the index. Box equals 2 plus 1 plus 2 equals 5. 5. Ten divided by 5? Wait. 5 divided by... What? Oh, I have 10 cards total. The box is capture logged in card 5. Dave, examine jar of unknown yellow substance in the closet. Oh, hell yes. It is an unopened container of apple juice. You thought you were all out. It was like fucking Christmas up in here. This is so great. You gotta tell John about this immediately. He'll be so excited. Dave, take juice. You capture log the juice into card 7. 2 plus 1 plus... Access Pester Chum and Pester John. In addition to letting your buddy know about this outstanding juice windfall, you figure you'll wish him a happy birthday while you're at it. In your own cool, sort of roundabout way, of course. Good thing you looked at that box he sent you, or you might have forgotten. You also might as well ask him about that beta. The kid's been harping on about it for weeks. It would be cool if it came on his birthday. He'd be one happy camper. Doop. We did this already. Hey, so what sort of insane loot did you rake in today? I got a little Monsters poster. It's so awesome. I'm gonna take a quick bottle, guys. Drinking beverages too fast. I think we'll stop here, actually. Actually, we'll get to Act 3 and then we'll stop. But I'll be right back. Sorry about the wait there. Wild break calls. Alright, let's get back to it. So what sort of insane loot did you rake in today? I got a little monsters poster. It's so awesome. We did this already. Oh hell, that is such a coincidence. I just found an unopened container of apple juice in my closet. It is like fucking Christmas up in here. Okay, that's fine, but I have just one question and a word of caution. You ever seen a movie called Little Monsters starring Howie Mandel and Fred Savage? But the seal is unbroken. Are you suggesting someone put piss in my apple juice at the factory? All I'm saying is, don't you think the monster Howie Mandel has the power to do something as simple as reseal a bottle? Try using your brain, numbnuts. Why did the fat kid, whoever drank it, know what piss tasted like? I mean, his reaction was not instantaneous. It was the 15th day in a row Howie Mandel peed in his juice. Okay, I can accept that. Monster B-list celebrity douchebags are cunning and persistent pranksters. Also, Fred Savage has a really punchable face. But who cares about this? Let's stop talking about it. Did you get the beta yet? Oh, did you? Man, I got 2 copies already. But I don't care. I'm not going to play it or anything. The game sounds boring. Did you see how it got slammed in Game Bro? Game Bro's a joke, and we both know it. Yeah. Why don't you go check your mail? Maybe it's there now. Alright. Dave, go online and view sites indicative of your interests. You open the Hephaestus web browser directed to your ironically maintained blog where you post monthly satirical reviews of Game Bro magazine. Your latest post is a review of the March issue. You've been meaning to write a review for the latest issue too, but you've been sort of dogging it. Something about the game they're reviewing just doesn't strike you as ripe for satirical purposes. In a new tab, you open another one of your sites, a webcomic ironically maintained through a satirical cipher variety, or satirical cipher vaguely similar to that of your blog. It's called Sweet Bro and Hella Jeff. You have legions of devoted fans, most of whom are totally convinced of creative persona's sincerity, which is just how you like it. So this is Sweet Bro and Hella Jeff. Does this color scheme look familiar? I can't wait to be a useless piece of shit all day and play these games. Fuck, I'm falling down all these stairs. I warned you about stairs, bro. I told you, dog. It keeps happening. I told you, man. I told you about stairs. Check out the latest page of Midnight Crew. You figure as long as you're chilling at your computer, you might as well see how that new MSPA story is going. You haven't looked at it in a while. Midnight Crew. You are members of a sinister gang called the Midnight Crew. Your nefarious plots are serpentine in complexity. Your schemes convoluted. You are planning a heist in your underground hiding. What will you do? Use Occam's razor on plans and schemes. Spade Slick uses Occam's razor to carve a circular hole into the heist plans, freeing it from the knife. You wonder what moron would jam the knife so hard into the table in the first place. Spade Slick. Climb ladder and exit hideout. Implement nefarious plots. You push against the manhole cover, but it seems some unbelievable jackass has parked your getaway van on top of it. A familiar feeling stirred. That feeling is overwhelming, soul-blackening rage. It's a sort of rage that'll make a man feel totally justified in sporting an unnecessary elaborate assortment of fancy blades. Skip ahead 100 pages or so. You don't remember where you last left off, so you jump way ahead. You always forget to save your place in the story. It looks like tempers have been come short in this pressure cooker already. You speculate that the tipping point may have been an ill-advised motion for a game of 52 pickup. Arm. Save your place, read later. Even though the adventure began recently, it's already over 3,000 pages long. You just don't have time for this bullshit. We'll catch up later. Besides, it looks like someone's pestering you. You're pretty sure you know who it is. Answer Chun. In some cultures, the persistent refusal of a lady's invitation to play a game with her would be a sign of wanton disrespect. Either that or flagrant homosexuality. What? What? Oh no. No, look, I'm busy, okay? I got a lot of shit on my hand and on my plate. I'm sort of a big deal, okay? I know. Sometimes I might wonder how you were ever allowed to pay for meals in restaurants. It must be hard to keep a low profile when you're always overhearing odd voices whisper, "It's that guy who has a vlog." Seriously, dudes be worshipping me left and right. I can't hardly walk down the street without stepping over torsos of the prostrate. Navigating the urban landscape, I'm sure, is difficult enough without an obstacle course of deferential flesh and skyward asses. Perhaps adapting the art of parkour to your unique environment would help. Yeah, I mean, damn. Like these scruffy little shits at my feet, an orphan or something, I don't know. Face flush on the pavement. I'm like, dude, you listening for a stampede of buffalo or something? He braves a look at me, then gives my shoe a little kiss and scurries the fuck off. Heavy is the crown. Yeah, not kicking Oliver Twist in the fucking face every day is my gift to the world, I guess. Breathtaking magnanimity. Among other things, I just give and fucking give. Indeed, nary a jewel tumbles from your wish box, with daily exploits which I imagine does not sparkle. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, for fuck's sake. You're just lobbying for me to play that dumb game. Baseless accusation. Look, I am telling you, Egbert is all about that game. He will play it with you and probably be tickled retarded about it. I know this very well. I cannot hasten his mail's delivery, however. Yeah. I'll hassle him some more about it. And look, how about this? If you ever find yourself in the position where your life depends on me playing that piece of shit game, then I'll play. Will that make you happy? More than you know. It perfectly mollifies my grief over the demise of chivalry. John, what are you doing? Stop doing nothing. Meanwhile, in the place where the present may be a concept of dubious merit, John is spacing out. But a vague and forceful thought jolts him to attention. Or maybe it's that bumping sound coming from the other side of the door. What is that? A thick, unpleasant fluid pools from beneath the door. Troubling. Investigate this. There's a trail of this fluid in the hall leading to your room. Dave, play some hauntingly sick beats. You've had enough of the computer for a while. You feel like you've been messing around it all week. It was time to get your jam on. You pull up to your trusty Akai MPC 1000 sampler and prepare to get sick nasty. For a little bit. It was kind of fun. Yeah. Okay. Dave, take a sip of the apple juice, despite what John said. Those beets were so fresh, they belong in the product aisle, is what you talk about. Sokka must be thumping that shit for ripeness like melons. After beets that fresh, it would be a crime not to reward yourself with a celebratory swig. You can't do it. John's got you all twisted up inside now. All you can think about is Mandel's gross monster piss. Damn you, Egbert! Allocate sword to Stripe Specialist. Your Stripe Specialist is already allocated with the blade kind of Stratus. There is no need to allocate it. You can wield your sweet ninja sword as a weapon once it is in your Stripe deck, but you have to capture log it first before moving it there. The ninja sword occupies the same card as the juice, expelling the juice from your Silodex. It splashes all over your turntable and your copies of the beta. Ah! You head out to get a towel from across the hall, from the bathroom across the hall. You glance at one of the many radical puppets in your bro's collection and nod in approval. Is there anything non-awesome about your bro? No, you think not. You enter the bathroom. There's a damp towel on the floor you can probably use for this crisis. You stop to pay a little respect to one of your bro's boys hanging up there. Hello, man. How's it hanging? Capture log damp towel. You take the damp towel, expelling the box. Search the bathroom for something slightly less damp. Nah, you decide to just bring this towel up into the toilet to make it less damp. It is now just a towel. Take towel. You take the towel and grab the box again while you're at it. You clean at the juice with the towel and hang the damp beta envelopes on your line to dry off. In the breeze of the fan, the betas jostle near the open window. This arrangement is a little disconcerting. If they fell out, it sure would be a stupid way to lose them. Turn off the fan. The crisis is easily averted. You can't imagine it will ever resurface later in any way, shape, or form. That beta is as good as yours forever. Should probably go pester Egbert again. You wonder if he found the beta yet. You also might chat about your respective Silidices and fetch modi if this topic happens to come up. You wonder if he's anywhere near as smooth with his Silodex as you are. Probably not. It's probably not even humanly possible. Suddenly, a rambunctious crow flies in the open window and snatches the beta, possibly to make a nest with, or maybe just for the sake of being a brainless, feathery asshole. You yell at the bird. Stop! 7. And the sword flies out. You accidentally launch your ninja sword. Everything goes flying at the window, dead bird and all. No one can ever know about this. Yeah, you can kiss all that stuff goodbye. You feel sorry for the bird, but at least you never plan on using that beta ever. Anyway, now that that bit of ugliness is behind you, I guess you can look forward to several more hours of messing around in your own... Whoa, wait, what?! You prepare to descend the stairs to your living room. You're standing eye to eye with a familiar foe, a 20-foot-tall granite statue of the mighty wizard Zazapan the Learned. Your mother had him installed through a hole in the roof with a heavy-duty crane. Just look at that mystical gaze. To peer into those aloof, glassy eyes is to arrest the curiosity of any mortal. To behold the wisdom in the furrows of that venerable face is to know the ceaseless joys of bewilderment itself. Any man so fortunate as to catch askance his merry twinkle or twitch of whisker shall surely have all his dreams fulfilled. You find this grisly abomination utterly detestable. Rose, psychoanalyze mother's love of wizards. There's nothing to psychoanalyze. Your mother clearly has no real affinity for these damnable things. She only collects them to spite you. If anything, she finds them even more repellent than you do. She's just a committed woman. Rose, go downstairs to the kitchen back door. You descend to the living room of your home's expansive open layout. There is the sound of rushing water beneath the floor. It tends to strike guests as a strange presence in a living space, but it's become hardly audible to you through familiarity. There's the front door, but hopefully there's no need to make the long trek around the house in the rain. You might as well see if you can slip through the kitchen and out the back unnoticed. View mother's solid copper vacuum statue. Okay, but it's bronze, not copper. But it wasn't always. A while, you gave this ironic gift to your mom for Mother's Day. You even customized it with a drink holder to support one of her ubiquitous alcoholic beverages. She liked the gift so much she had it bronzed and put on this pedestal. She even left it plugged in so it can still be turned on now and then, but never to do any cleaning. It never leaves this display. Sometimes, at night, when you are in your room, you can hear it wailing from downstairs. You must know you can. She must know you can hear it. She's completely deranged, grasped the eldest princess. It's too big to capsulog. Not that you want to move it anyway. The pretty princess doll has been sitting there for months, ever since your mother got this abomination for your birthday as a totally passive-aggressive gesture. You decided to make it much less abominable by knitting Her Majesty a new head and new arms. Now it brings a mischievous smile to your face whenever you walk by. Your mother hasn't removed the doll yet, and probably never will. She would never be the one to blink first. Rose, acquire umbrella for protection from elements. Use greater than L, use less than V, or use less than L, use greater than V. You're gonna have a hell of a time accessing that card when you need it. You guess you'll just cross that bridge later. Peek inside kitchen. The liquor bottles are out in full force. Mom is surely nearby. Investigate richly colored object in middle of screen. That would be your refrigerator, whose surfaces have customarily served as the battlefield for a chilly siege of passive-aggressive one-upsmanship. This was the drawing you did of your cat Jasper's when you were younger, along with a poem about him. Your mother bought this ostentatious $15,000 frame for it and had it welded to the door. Using the colorful magnet letters, you recently left a succinct message which may or may not have been directed toward anyone in particular. But you couldn't find the letter W, so you just stuck two V's together. Your mother then purchased a fresh pack of W's and left them there for your convenience. Appreciative of the thoughtful gesture, you left her a sincere thank you note, which you had legally notarized and then marked with a drop of blood. Part of it was touching the floor, so your mother was kind enough to lift the lower portion of the document with a velvet pillow. Attach a W to Fates' fake mustache. This is incredibly silly, and you're not sure how it fits into your campaign against your mother, or getting your computer back online to escape your doom. But it's hard to resist getting a little silly sometimes, especially when you are absolutely positive no one is watching. Capsulog W. Put that unsightly void in the W pack won't do, nor will the gash in the plastic. You deposit 12 cents in its place, which is your approximation of the letter's value. You also make a vow to return later and neatly sew the plastic shut. Think of ways to one-up mother. You now wonder how to address the pillow situation. It seems the woman has you at a clear disadvantage. Perhaps slipping a fresh doily under the pillow will do the trick. Or maybe spilling a bit of Worcestershire sauce on it, and then having it dry cleaned and returned, along with a laboriously ingratiating apology note. No, there's no time for anything like that. Or maybe, just thinking out loud here, you could use the entire pack of W's as M's. Oh yes, that would burn. But you've already done something with that W pack, and there's no need to go back and gild that lily. This is delicate business, and that pillow is screaming for rebuttal. Capsulog velvet pillow. You decide to take the velvet pillow and lovingly embroider a poem in the praise of motherhood on it. Hopefully you can pull this off before she notices it's gone. VE is greater than L, VE is less than VI, VE is greater than U, but it causes your tree to be pretty badly unbalanced. It will surely auto-balance itself in a moment. And just like that, the umbrella becomes accessible in the root card. It's one of the things you love about the tree mode is the happy surprises. Head out the back door. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. Time to get going. You don't know how she does that. You're never safe in this house. And of all the things to be doing during a power outage, she's up to her ironic housewife routine again. That mop bucket doesn't even have any water in it. What an absolute madwoman. Hop over counter, landing in a roll. This bird's gotta fly. Youth roll! Lousy goddamn stupid wizards! Meanwhile, in the past again. You're almost done patching up the hole in your window with the gaffer tape, but it's sort of hard to get any work done when people keep pestering you all day. You guess you better get that, answered Chum. Garden Gnostic began pestering Turntech Godhead at 1836. Hi, Dave! Hey, sup. Not much sup with you, bro. Haha, good one. It's alright being chill, I guess you know how it goes. Great, feeling cool today, Mr. Cool Guy. Oh man, you know it. So cool! You know, shit is it's ice cold up in here. Shit is wicked bananas, I am telling you. So have you talked to John today? Yeah, we were just talking a while ago about how he sucks at his Sylladex. Can you believe he uses Stack? That kid is ridiculous. Well, that doesn't sound like much fun. What was it you use again? Wait, never mind. I forgot whenever you talk about your goofy Motises, I get a migraine. What do you want with John? I want to tell him happy birthday and ask about his birthday package. Oh yeah, I was being sort of cagey and told him to check the mail because I was wondering if mine came yet. I think it did. Yeah, and I think mine came too. So, I guess you want to know if he likes it or something. No! He will not open it. He will lose it. Oh, wow, sorry to hear that, I guess. No, it's good actually, because he will find it again later when he really needs it. Which is, of course, why I sent it in the first place. See, like, I never get how you know these things. I don't know. I just know that I know. Alright. Anyway, I have to go. I have to feed Beck, which is always a bit of an undertaking. Man, if I were you, I would just take that fucking devil beast out behind the woodshed and blow his head off. I don't think I could if I tried. Yeah, say hi to your granddad for me too, okay? Yeah, I guess an encounter with him is also almost certain. It's usually intense. Yeah, well, yeah, isn't it always with family? But he sounds like a total badass. Yeah, he totally is. Anyway, gotta go. Bye. Or see ya. Heart. It will be handy to have your phone on standby, so you won't always have to go back to your computer whenever someone pesters you. This way, you can text message people no matter where you are, or what outrageously cool thing you're up to. So cool! Pursue adversary into that room. And even meanwhile, in the present, sort of. Once again, the slippery antagonist eludes you. You only find more of these unpleasant, oily smears. Someone is pestering you. Both your PDA and computer register the message. This chum will know what to do. Alright, I'm out of my room now looking for my bro's game. Oh, good! Yeah, there's no sign of Rose yet. I hope she's okay. Well, if she comes back, I'll be ready. You better know what you're talking about, because this could get ugly. Brought my phone, and I also took my awesome katana with me in case things get too hot to handle, and they always do. You mean that cheap piece of shit you have on your wall? F you! It's sharp and it's awesome and it's a sword. End of story. Okay, I don't really care. I'm in my room again. I really think there's someone else in this house. Like monsters or something. Howie? Haha, I wish. Dude, monsters aren't real. That's stupid kid stuff for stupid babies. Maybe. Yeah, you're right. What are you, an idiot? Of course there are monsters in your house. You're in some weird evil monster dimension. Come on. Skepticism is the crutch of cinematic troglodytes. Hey, Mom, there's a dinosaur or a ghost or whatever in my room. Yeah, right, Junior. Go back to bed. Fuck you, Mom and Dad. How many times are we gonna watch this trope unfold? It wasn't goddamn funny the first time I saw it. Just once I'd like to see Dad crap his pants when a kid says, there's a vampire in his closet. Oh shit, everyone in the minivan. Be fucking Dad of the Year right there. Okay, stop. What do I do? What do you have, a hammer? Well, okay, man, so lame. Look, okay, whatever. You should look into weaponizing your Sylladex. My bro is always getting in my case. But man, it's not as easy as it sounds. You don't have much choice. Okay, I guess I can read up on data structure somewhere. How's it going there? I'm out in the living room. He's usually here, but I don't see him. Might be playing his mind games. He's always pulling this ninja shit. All I see is Lil Cal over there, so I guess he can't be far. Oh god, so lame. What? What? See, I just don't see why you think it's cool. His ventriloquist rapping thing. Oh, Lil Cal? No, man. Lil Cal's the shit. That's fine. You're entitled to your opinion. I'm just saying that being a white guy who is a rapper with a ventriloquist doll is not cool by any stretch of the imagination or by any definition of the word cool, ironic or otherwise. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, bullshit. Cal is dope. Puppets are awesome. John Egbert blows the end. Yeah, more like the opposite of all those things is the thing that is true. I'm gonna read. Good luck with your bro. Read monsters. Only retarded babies who poop in their diapers believe in that stuff. You throw right out the front door. Do it, Rose. Agreed. Excuse me. Lotto parry. Passive aggress. Oh. Ironic indulgence. The beautiful pony. Abstain. Ironic negligence. Auto Perrier. Aww. It looks like Mom has satisfied her S-Strife quota for the day. She simply returns to her housework. No point in going out the front door anymore. Might as well head out the back like you originally planned. First, be the pony. Second, trample Mom. You can't be this stupid pony. And frankly, you can't imagine why anyone wants to. But you give the pony a begrudging pat on the snout anyway. Her name is Maplehoof. Chapter 7. God damn it, why do I even bother? The good news. Finally, your revolting incompetence can be put to use. Instead of accidentally firing a Silodex full of steak knives into a priceless oil painting or your beloved great aunt, you can turn that fumbling fury towards one of your foes, such as the ability to grasp painfully simple concepts. The bad news, I'm tired of explaining myself hoarse to you gibbering fuckwads. In this chapter, I'll be phoning it in with a liberal use of diagrams and shitty clip art. What are you going to do about it? You're going to wriggle in your own viscous secretions like the worms you are, that's what. Here, learn something for a change. Asshole notes. Purse your lips together and apply them firmly to my rear end. I now pronounce you man and wife. Now get in the kitchen and make my ass some dinner, bitch. You're trying to read, okay? This book is already unpleasant enough as it is without weird voices in your head nagging you to do things. Besides, I thought we already agreed there's no such thing as monsters. Forward exclamation points. Fine, you'll interrupt your reading and turn around, but you don't see what could possibly be so... Oh my god, it's a monster. Don't move or the bunny gets it. Agreed! Put the bunny back in the box! I just knocked myself out. God damn it, John is useless. Rose, exit. You leave through the back door. Nearby is the transformer, which distributes electricity from the underground generator powered by the river flowing beneath your house. The transformer was struck by lightning, though, and no longer works. You wonder if your mother has any plans to have it fixed. You guess she'd rather just play your mind games at a dark house like a weirdo. You can see the mausoleum and the portable generator across your backyard. You're almost there. Rose, use umbrella. Donk. You gather your items and begin the soggy trek mausoleumward. Get up, John. This is no time for slumber. Beat the crap out of it. Die! Hey. Rose, forget the W and make haste to the mausoleum. Retrieving the W never even crossed your mind. It's just a stupid magnet. John, salvage your weapon and fight on. Strife. Again. Pick up. Pick up. Pick up. Pick up. Boop. Donk. Pick up. Boop. Bonk. Sweet catch! Hey, loot. Yeah. I did it. Yeah. He said, put the bunny back in the box. Oh, why couldn't he put the bunny back in the box? Now exult. Victory. Spoils are yours. What did I just climb the extra ladder? 2 ranks. Green Tyke to Juve Squirt and Plucky Tot. Nice. The amazing victory allows you to scale the first 2 achievements on the Echelladder. The achievement rungs on the Echelladder. You are now a Plucky Tot with a new feather in your cap to show for it. The Echelladder rewards your bold descent with 125 boon dollars. You waste little time in storing them in your ceramic pork hollow. Additionally, climbing the rungs has boosted your gel viscosity and cash limit. By expanding your cash limit, you've made room for all that nice grist you just collected. You now have 32 fragments of build grist and 10 fragments of shale. What about that card? It seems the shale has allocated the bunny to its strife specialist. Sort of a stupid thing to use for a weapon, but you might as well grab it and stick the bunny in your strife deck while you're at it. It will at the very least be safer there. Okay. You group the 2 specify in your strife portfolio. No self-respecting strifer would be caught dead without one. Gather the scattered bits of your large hammer. Oddly enough, it seems breaking the sledgehammer altered the Abstratus from hammerkind to handlekind, even going as far as expelling the head of your smaller hammer from your deck to force compliance. You didn't even notice in the heat of battle. You grab the sledgehammer handle, expelling the useless Harlequin figure. Now repair the hammer. You merge the sledgehammer head with its handle and return it to your strife deck. You merge the sledgehammer head with a handle and return it to your strife deck, repairing the hammer kind of stratus in the process. The smaller hammer handle is ejected from the deck, since of course handles of any sort no longer belong in there, obviously. Fine, now what? Dave is pestering you, but you don't have time to deal with his nonsense right now. Something is amiss in your room. You can't quite put your finger on it. Hurry and activate the generator. You fire up the generator and drag a cord into the mausoleum. It would of course be foolish to run the generator inside a confined space. Generator safety is everyone's business. Rose, the file tune. Sorry, Jaspers, have to make space for the laptop. Besides, your final resting place is already a mockery. You should have decomposed years ago under a bed of petunias, not like a normal cat, not given to a taxidermist, and fitted with a tiny custom tailor suit, and then stuffed in a coffin built for infants. Plug in your laptop. You plug in your laptop and connect to the Silodex, and connect to the internet signal again. Everything predictably falls out of your Silodex, but you're not about to get bent out of shape about it. You have bigger fish to fry. Looks like Dave noticed you're back online. He pesters you like clockwork. And there's John. What on earth is he up to now? The door, John. Look at the door. You're right. Didn't Rose yank the door off its hinges and prop it on your bed? Someone or something has put it back and left it slightly ajar. There's a couple buds in the Silodex, I'm sure. Also, hey Zerpy. Incredibly alarming. Investigate. That's what? This is so outrageous. Oh, Mannequin. Show pester log. Oh, there you are. John said your house was burning down. Are you on fire yet or what? No. No, for now I have retired to the safety of a smaller building, which is much closer to the forest fire threatening my residence. Oh, well that's a relief. John told me to get the game to help you out of there, so I'm working on that now. You working on it? Yeah, my bro's copy, long story. Hey, don't tell John, but I think he might have been right about the puppets. They're sorta starting to freak me out a little. You're referring to your brother's collection? I mean, don't get me wrong, I still think it's cool and all. The semi-ironic puppet thing or whatever. Or semi-ironic. Man, I don't even know. I'm just starting to think that some of this shit is going a little far and it's kind of fucked up. I've seen his websites. I like them. Aha, yeah, well you would. Oh man, I wish Lil Cow wouldn't look at me like that. With those dead eyes, Jesus. Sometimes I dream that he's real and he's talking to me and I wake up in a cold sweat and basically flip the fuck out. Interesting. Oh god, why did I just tell you my dream? You're gonna have a field day with that. I am currently scrolling notes furiously into one of the many psychoanalysis journals I maintain for you. Published papers forthcoming. Because, you know, it's not like either of us have anything better to do at the moment than evaluate each other's radically debilitating pathologies. Yeah, I'm gonna get moving. Oh yeah, have you heard from John? He's not answering me. He won't answer me either. But I am watching him. I suspect he is preoccupied with the fact that he just had a bucket of water dumped on his head by the ghost of his dead grandmother, who also happens to be dressed like a clown. Ha ha ha! Alright, I'm out. Later. Interrogate this mad woman. Nana? Yes, dear. Wow, you scared the living daylights out of me. Well, I guess it was a really great prank. Good one, Nana. Anyway, are you really my dead Nana? Of course, John. I have come back to help you on your journey through the medium and beyond. I am delighted to see what a fine young man you have turned out to be, just like your father. Okay, I guess I will take your word for it. I don't remember you at all. My dad said I was really young when you died. Hey, speaking of which, you know where he is? I looked everywhere for him.
Look how many dunks this guy has. I'm telling you, Harley isn't real. It doesn't even happen. The court is on fire. Dude.
Oh, he's beating the crap out of it.
Check this out.
Your father was kidnapped. Oh no! When you crossed over to the medium, he was apprehended by the very forces of darkness which your presence here has awakened. What? Okay, so what is this medium? What is the medium you're talking about? It is where we are now. A realm that is a ring of pure void, dividing light and darkness. It turns in the thick of the Inciposphere, a place untouched by the flow of time in your universe.
No, dude.
You mean because we are inside a computer or in the game software? or something? A computer? What is that, dear? Some newfangled contraption like the horseless auto boxcar? Well, it's like this machine that, I know what a computer is, John. I'm just pulling a leg. Okay. No, John, you are not inside a computer or software or anything like that. Try not to be so linear, dear. And the software that brought you here was merely a mechanism that served as a gateway. Its routines in a way serve to invoke this realm's instance, yet it stands independently of any physical machine, and somewhat paradoxically, always has. I'm not sure I get it, but alright. So what do I need to be doing here? I think it would be best if we started with the big picture. Yes, go on. Above the medium, beyond the 7 gates, residing at the core of the Inciposphere, is a place known as Skya. Legends hold that Skya exists as a dormant crucible of unlimited creative potential. What does this mean, you ask? I'm afraid my lips are sealed about that, dear. But needless to say, where a realm of such profound importance is concerned, forces of light will forever be charged with its defense, while forces of darkness will just as persistently covet its destruction. How pretty. And as it so happens, at the very center of this realm whose fate is in question, these very forces duel on a stage, stuck in eternal stalemate. Yes, they have dueled in this manner forever. That is, until you showed up. Me? Me? Yes, you, John. Before your mishap with my ashes, you may recall the sprite's previous incarnation, which resulted from its kernel's hatching. You see, this hatching occurs automatically in response to your arrival. The result is a pair of kernels, one dark, one light, each carrying the information they were prototyped with before the hatch. One goes down to a kingdom entrenched in darkness, the other up to a kingdom basking in light. Each comes to rest in an orb atop a spire, of which there are 3 others in kind. The 4 spires are situated above a throne, and these 2 thrones preside over the 2 respective sovereign powers. And once the kernels are situated, that is when the game is afoot. The true war begins, light versus dark, good versus evil. This is a war that the forces of light are always destined to lose, without exception. A quest of futility, then. Wow, really? Then what's the point? That remains for you to find out, dear. For you to see, the journey you are about to take is the ultimate riddle. Whoa! For now, your objective is to proceed towards Skya and pass through the first gate, situated directly above your house, not even terribly far. The gates will become progressively more difficult to reach, so you had better be prepared to sharpen your adventuring skills. How am I supposed to get up there? You build! Okay, so I think I get it now. So the battle against good and evil is sort of irrelevant? Well, I don't know. That all sounds kind of weird, but in any case, we build the house to get to these gates, and then I can save my dad! Yes, John. And then after that, we solve this ultimate riddle thing and save Earth from destruction. Oh no, I'm afraid not. Your planet is done for, dear. There's nothing you can do about that. Oh. Your purpose is so much more important than saving that silly old planet, though. And that is? Yes, I will have to agree with the float hag about that. John, you are such a good boy. Thanks, Nana. You are a good boy, and good boys deserve treats. Hooray! I'm going to go bake you some cookies. The hag mentioned cookies. Pursue her. Oh, god damn it, that's just what you need. More baked goods. John, you do not say no to cookies. I command you to get them. You totally abjure the hell out of that idea. You're so busy abjuring, you don't even notice Rose has been trying to pester you this whole time. Rose, hit John in the head with the box to get his attention. You give John a swift drubbing in the noggin, but he is undeterred. That is some fit he is throwing. Perhaps you will take the spare moment to contemplate the Nanosprite's strange tale. It may also behoove you to record your thoughts on these developments in your game facts at Walkthrough Journal. It can be hard finding time to update it. In fact, you're not even sure where you found the time to write what's already there. Oh, is that so, Jaspers? And who do you think you're looking at with that smug grin? The last thing you need is sass from a dead cat. That's pretty much all his fault you're in this mess in the first place, so he can just button it. John, cookies, now! You refuse outright. This impudence is insufferable. Go get the cookies. Well, when you put it so politely, how can John decline? John, you are stupid. You really need to work on your manners. Stupid, stupid, dumb. That's not a command, it's nothing. It's stupid. You're stupid. For the last time, I command you to get the cookies, boy. It's just not gonna happen, buddy. Years in the future. But not really enough to write home about. An agitated finger slips mid-keystroke. Cans of bean and mustard fell out, and a book on human etiquette. The long and short. The medium, too. I may have been a bit hasty in advising you not to bother with the prototyping process. If I spared any detail, it was only to optimize your chance of survival, and if you find yourself begrudging the absence of certain instructions, which, if followed, would have resulted in your demise, then I guess that makes two of us. Otherwise, you're welcome. But the fact appears to be that prototyping the kernel sprite before making your getaway may offer the only opportunity to exercise control over your new environment, a place known as the medium. Also, if prototyped with one or two sufficiently, albeit loosely humanoid and or sentient elements, living or otherwise, it offers the chance to have all this explained to you by an apparitional guide through whatever sort of cryptic, sketchy doublespeak your choice of prototyping elements engenders. In lieu of this, you may be forced to settle for my clear, though thorough explanations and assiduous dissection of raw data. Again, don't mention it. If you have made it to the medium with an unmolested vanilla sprite, well, I've already covered the bad news about this missed opportunity, and I will go into this further soon, though to what extent this is actually bad news, I'm not sure. I only know the result of my co-player's current configuration, wherein the sprite was prototyped once before the departure and once after. Which brings us to the good news, which is that you can still prototype after your departure, and salvage this massively rewarding experience of haggling with an exposition-slinging phantom guide, so long as you avoid prototyping with terribly inert items, such as a brass door knocker and your father's pornography collection. Actually, that might be interesting. If you're struck by the spirit of such experimentation, please don't hesitate to contact me about it. So yes, you can enhance your sprite in this way, but doing so after your departure will no longer induce this effect on the medium I alluded to. That can only be accomplished with one or more pre-departure prototypings. In fact, we extrapolate, there are only so many ways to prototype a sprite. Tiers of prototyping in relation to departure. Both before, one after, both after. Only one, either before or after. None. Those occurring before will affect the medium through the kernel's hatching process and your guide, i.e. the sprite. Those occurring after will only affect the sprite. The effects this process has on the medium, or more globally the incipisphere, are still vague to me. They have to do with flavoring the forces you will struggle against, and generally, all forces at odds with each other in this realm. It has given me some insight into the nature of the game, which I again derive through extrapolation. We appear to be engaging an instance of a dimension with a highly flexible set of parameters, and a series of objectives surrounding an equally flexible mythological framework. This framework seems to begin as a sort of blank template, and evolves with the player's actions, and likely further evolves with the addition of more host-client connections and thus more prototypes kernels. I regret to say I can't be much more specific than that without loosely extrapolating further. There are plenty of questions that have occurred to me, however. Questions concerning the kernel sprite, which I've raised implicitly already, such as, what is the effect of an unprototyped kernel on the medium, or a doubly prototyped kernel for that matter? And even more salient are the questions about this dimension itself. Do all players worldwide make it to the dimension if they successfully complete their departure, or is it a unique blank instance of the dimension created for each new player? I have no evidence, but instinct tells me it is closer to the latter situation. There is no indication of any other players present in this realm. Alterations in this realm seem singularly centered on the actions of my co-player and myself. If I had to stake anything on it, I would guess every separate client server pair activates its own fresh copy of an Inciposphere, or a unique session, if you will. But the quantity of players is a further complication which provides more questions. It seems the game was designed to players most naturally, the server and the client, but through a mishap, my co-player and I have slipped out of the obvious tandem arrangement, and the only logical course of action to continue playing is to string a daisy chain of server-client connections together until presumably the chain is complete. Theoretically, we could complete this chain with only one other player, functioning as the server to my client, and the client to my current co-player's server, assuming he can recover it. The strange thing is, though, in no instance of this dimension, there are 4 receptacles for divided containers, not 3. Does this mean we are destined to have a 4-player chain? How could the game know such a thing? Perhaps it does. Perhaps it does, and if this proves to be the case, I trust I will be sufficiently numb to the realization. I can consider nothing about this game surprising at this point, and in fact, from the first moments of play, it managed to deviate so far from my expectations that I completely forgot what my original purpose with it was. I had chances to test some information I had obtained on good authority during the prototyping phases, but it completely slipped my mind. Instead, the game's catacombs securing the dark twisting paths to necromancy were blundered into rather on accident. Perhaps you don't need to know any of this. Rethink organization, lead maybe deep watery sludge, trim down black. She's not finished with this yet. Jeez, cut her some slack. Maybe you could go bug somewhere else for a while, or at the very least somewhere else. Months in the past, but not many. Hi, happy birthday, Rose! Hello and thanks. Did you get John's present yet? I just opened it at the very moment. What a stunning coincidence. You would ask about it now. I am stunned. Yeah, I know! What will you make with it? And who said it was something from which something else could be made? Well, John did tell me what it was, duh. I suppose I'll take a stab at learning the craft. That's the least I can do in response to the subtle dig concealed in his gesture. He often tells me I need a new hobby, when I make perfectly reasonable, analytical remarks. Oh, but Rose, I don't think he meant anything like that by it. You see, not everybody always means the opposite of what they say, the way you and Dave always do. Maybe. His birthday is in a few months, isn't it? Yes, I finally finished a present for him. I've been working on it for years. Yes, it's so hard to tell when you're joking, or if you're even capable of it. I just mailed it too, so it is sure to get there on time. Well, mail takes a while to get anywhere from here. I'll probably craft something with strong sentimental value. That should work. I don't think you really mean that. I guess not. So, shall I expect a green package dropped to my house via airmail from whatever screwball cranny of globe I've got tucked into?
Okay, so these two guys, they're totally best of friends. There's no pieces of
Sorry. Sorry. No. Sorry, but you're sort of hard shop full. Besides, I have something for you today that I think you will like better than something in a box. Oh? It is a tip.
sweet bro. And I was just
It is a tip. This is scarcity. This is already intriguing enough to compensate for the grave scarcity of lavish gifts parachuting from the sky. Please go on. Did you have a pet a long time ago that died? Yes. Well, okay, how did you feel about your cat? Did you love him a lot? Okay, well, I didn't mention it was a cat. or that it was a male. Let's pretend I'm surprised and you're embarrassed and move on. To answer your questions, I would describe my feelings toward the animal as lukewarm. Okay, that's fine. It doesn't really matter, I think. It doesn't really matter, I think. Just, what if someone told you you could play a game that would bring him back to life? If someone told me that, I would regard the remark with a great deal of skepticism. If that someone was you, on the other hand, then I would have to ask preemptively. Is that someone you? Yes, that someone is me. I just thought you might find it interesting. So, what is this game? Oh, I don't know. I'm just saying this though. I think you'll hear about it later, or maybe you can talk to John and Dave about it. They are way more into all that stuff than I am. I'll see